Denham Springs High School football is on the air. Denham Springs High School football broadcast, a John Fine production, on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. With Yellow Jackets color commentator Mitch Covington and producer Darren Ferrante, DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux, and station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Here now is your Yellow Jackets play-by-play announcer, Josh Ward.
Good evening and welcome to Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium here on the campus of Southern University. I'm Josh Ward, and this is Yellow Jackets Week 5 edition of Yellow Jackets football, coming to you live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. That is at DS Jacket Vision, all one word. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. We certainly appreciate it. We are coming to you live on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Yellow Jackets 2-2 on the season, coming in to face the Southern Lab Kittens, who come into this contest at 3-1 on their season. But it is my pleasure to welcome you in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, brought to you by Sporting Center, proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977. At Sporting Center, they've got everything you need, from athletic equipment to school uniforms. To go see Stacy Phipps, James Adam McCants, and their terrific staff. That is at Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. All right, Thursday night football coming your way. It is going to be an exciting one here. Yellow Jackets getting to make the trip to North Baton Rouge to take on the Southern Lab Kittens. We will hear from Coach David Bourke, who will be with John Fine in just a bit. We will, of course, have our weekly interview with head coach Brett Beard of the Yellow Jackets, and we will recap what happened last week. 26-20, Yellow Jackets would fall at East Ascension and come in at 0-1 in district play now. Non-district matchup here for the Yellow Jackets here tonight, as they will step out. They are the lone team this week that will be out of district play. So we'll keep an eye on where the district standings are right now and who is matched up tomorrow night in district matchups, because all this will start taking shape here as it is Week 5 of Yellow Jackets football. Going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will look at the week that was and the week that is. We're back to this time out. It is Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center, more than just a sports store.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones financial advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome back in to the Sporting Center, Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets on the road on a Thursday night to take on the Southern Lab Kittens here from Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium. Real treat for all of us here, the Yellow Jacket players on the field, getting an opportunity to come into this college stadium that holds about 25,000 people. Treat for us to be in a nice, spacious booth here with, I wish I could explain it to you. We are going to be absolutely spoiled here tonight. We're not going to want to go back. We enjoy the confines of Yellow Jacket Stadium, but this is quite a treat for us as well. Part of the reason why Coach Beard said he put this game on the schedule was the opportunity for these kids to come in here and play in this big stadium. So it's going to be a fun night and a Thursday night, so it's going to be a long weekend. So hopefully we will get a win here tonight against the Kittens and get into a Friday night off for the next 2 weeks, as it will be Live Oak next Thursday as well. All right, as we take a look at what happened last week, obviously it was 26-20. East Ascension would win over the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets now 2-2 on the season. EA 3-1 on the season. East Ascension 1-0 in district play. It is Denham Springs at 0-1. But here's a quick recap of last week's offensive stats in that 26-20 loss to East Ascension. In the passing game, it was John Goldman who went the distance at quarterback with 11 completions on 25 attempts. He totaled 214 yards with 2 touchdowns. His longest pass of the night, as we know, was the Goldman-to-Goldman connection for a touchdown. Rushing for the Yellow Jackets, they ran the ball 18 times. They gained 70 yards. They had 1 rushing touchdown. Top rushers on the night were John Goldman, who was the leading rusher with 5 carries for 24 yards and 1 touchdown. Brenton Paul had 6 carries for 23 yards, and Tanner Kerner had 5 carries, totaling 20 yards. Receiving game for the Yellow Jackets saw 11 receptions, totaling 214 yards with 2 touchdowns. They averaged 19.5 yards per catch. Top receivers on the night for the Yellow Jackets, it was Sean Goldman with 4 catches, 123 yards, and 1 touchdown. Brenton Paul had 2 grabs for 51 yards and a touchdown, and Hayden Ray had 4 catches for totaling 34 yards. All right, all right, this series is one as simple as it gets. They have played one time, and that was last year, and it was at Denham Springs, and the Yellow Jackets would win that one at 38-12. And as we look at the Southern Lab Kittens season thus far, started off with a Week 1 loss to Liberty, 41-28. In Week 2, they were a 34-20 winner over Carroll. In Week 3, they were a 50-0 winner over Glen Oaks, and last week, it was a 46-8 win over Delhi. They have scored 158 points on the year and have given up only 69. So that is your recap of last week. And as we again are looking to this week, Yellow Jackets 2-2 on the season. Southern Lab 3-1 on the season. Again, that first loss of Southern Lab coming in the first week of the year against Liberty, and they have had 3 wins in a row. And they have not been really battle-tested yet, so Coach Beard thinks that will be the difference in this one, how battle-tested the Yellow Jackets do come into this one after a very physical game last week against East Ascension. All right, we are going to take a timeout. When we come back, special treat for you. It'll be John Fine with Denham Springs athletic trainer and softball color commentary, Mr. and Coach David Bourke. Stay with us. We're back after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, milestone title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses. It is Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. I'm John Fine, producer of Denham Springs High School broadcasts, and we are joined by the head trainer at Denham Springs High School and the color commentator for Denham Springs High School softball broadcast right here on the available platforms that we have, including at DS Jacket Vision, 91.9 FM, and on the net at johnfineproductions.com. Coach Bourke, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, John. Always a pleasure.
I know you're used to nonsense on the air, having worked with Darren, okay? So maybe you'll put up with some of my questions. Darren Ferrante, again, who does a great job handling the computer screen and did a really nice job as play-by-play announcer with you. How was it doing the softball broadcast?
You know, it was awesome. It was great to be back out there on the not on the softball field, but in the press box with the sport. And it was great to work with Darren and looking forward to this year coming up.
Absolutely. So, talk a little bit about the Jackets' new softball coach.
Yeah, we have Coach DeSales coming in, you know, and I've known about her since she was at Doyle. Watched her coach there, was hoping we could get her sooner, but we you know, very excited about it. I'm looking forward to the season. The girls are working hard right now in the off season. She's got them working with Coach Ron in the weight room, and she's got them trying to put her brand of softball in. So it's going to be very exciting to watch.
Now, we plan on doing select boys and girls basketball games, baseball, and softball broadcasts. And we have the old-timers for basketball with Coach Cab and Coach Rudy. But not only do we have a new softball coach, but there's a new baseball coach for Denham Springs this year, too.
Yes, Coach Cass. I mean, it's an exciting time right now at Denham Springs. You're going to see a bunch of different changes. Just looking forward to see our programs really explode and grow with the coaches we have, because they were successful where they were, and they're going to bring that here with them, and it's only going to make us top to bottom more successful.
With Brett Beard as the athletic director, talk about how that is important to allow his coaches in the various sports to thrive.
Yeah, Coach Beard went out and looked. You know, if there's a spot available, he's gonna find the very best fit for Denham Springs High School. Someone to come in, change the program, to kind of give it a spark. And with those two coaches, I'm looking forward to it. You know, basketball's done an unbelievable job with Coach Smith and Coach Cab, and now we just put the bookends there with Coach Cass and Coach DeSales. So it's going to be exciting to see.
But Coach Beard had to fire the last softball coach he had.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's when you have to wear the big pants. You know, that's why I just tape ankles.
Right, and that's Coach Beard I'm referring to, both the athletic director and now the former softball coach at Denham Springs High School. Talk about the experience of the kids coming in here and playing at this big college FCS Stadium.
Yeah, this is a great experience for them. The last time I was here, I actually worked it as an all-star trainer when the state had it. The LHSA had it before they broke up into sections, and Southern hosted it last. So this is going to be a great experience for them. It's for some of our guys who dream on playing college football, want to move to the next level. They're here. You're playing on that stadium right here. So it's going to give them the opportunity to see this. This is really a big stadium. This is huge.
Yeah, and it went from a Friday night game to a Thursday night game, we're told, because Southern has a soccer match that they have to play tomorrow. So talk about how it differs preparation-wise, getting these kids ready with a somewhat shortened week.
Our kids are pretty focused right now, too. So when we hit the ground running on Mondays, they know what they got to do. They're up to the task. The coaches are up to the task. They work on the weekends. So the shorter week just means they get after it one more day earlier instead of waiting that extra day. Because a lot of times on Thursday, when we get to Thursday, it's a lot of anxiety waiting to get to Friday. Well, it's Thursday and we're here, and they're ready. They've prepared for it this week.
And a longer week next week, for that matter, as it sort of balances itself out. How did you get involved in being a trainer?
I guess back at USL, the old days, I was always part of sports, played ball, played baseball, basketball. And I tell the kids in the classroom, if you're in sports or an athlete, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to be a coach or you're going to work maybe as an athletic trainer because you're going to be around it the whole time and on the sideline. So kind of went that direction, had a great experience, was the baseball trainer at UL back in 2000 when we went to Omaha, and unlike anything I've ever experienced, and moved on to high school. And, the opportunities have been here. I've been blessed with coaches that really work with athletic trainers and allow us to build a program and administration. Mr. Wes Howard, this new field house they're building, it's incredible. I mean, it's one step below college. We're going to be equipped and be able to handle health care for our athletes.
Talk about being a trainer and how that's changed throughout the years, how it's progressed for you. I'm sure you do things in a number of ways differently now than you did back when you started, which was, 15, 20 years ago?
Oh, yeah, 25 years
25,
ago.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
You're only 30. How'd that happen?
No, I'd like to say I'm 30, but no, I mean, the way we treat athletes now, the technology and just the advancement of medicine and plus doctors. I mean, we're part of the Brock Foundation, which we have exclusive, just like the schools that are part of it. I don't want to say exclusive rights, but our athletes see the very best doctors, the LSU team doctors. They go to that Brock clinic and they'll see a doctor. Dr. Chip Bankston's our main team physician. He's incredible. I've been with him for 10 years. I mean, he was a Saints physician for 2 years. I mean, we have the very best. The way it's changed 20 years ago when I started to now, it's just amazing.
Also, peak performance physical therapy helps you out quite often on the sidelines.
Yes, we have I'll tell you what, our sports medicine team is we're blessed. I am really blessed to be in the position I am because there are some schools that struggle to find places. But we have peak physical therapy with Steve and Ben Wilson, who are alumni of our school to begin with, just down the road, who fit in our athletes. So if we need something in a rush or if we need something long-term, they're there. Dr. Bankston's there. We have access to all that stuff pretty much like being in college.
Talk a little bit about how the fact when you first started out, a majority of schools did not have trainers. Now a majority have trainers.
Yeah, when I started out in 2000 when I got back from the College World Series, and I was the trainer at Woodlawn. There was only 2 trainers in the EBR at the time. Broadmoor had one, and Woodlawn had one. When Coach Nettles moved to Denham, he actually brought me here, and we started a sports medicine program at Denham, and it's pretty much taken off since then. But more and more schools are getting it. They know the importance of it. And you see it today in the news. There's not a week goes by you don't see an athlete who's had some kind of tragic accident or some kind of incident. And schools are, I know Brock Foundation outreaches a bunch of trainers to schools. I know our parish now, every high school in our parish, which is 9 of them, have an athletic trainer at the school.
Now, it's always been hot outside during the summer and the early portion of the fall, even when you first started in 2000, but it's gotten hotter throughout the years. So what provisions do you make for that?
Just make sure that the kids are acclimated to this. We Coach Beard does a good job. We get together. There's just me and 2 other trainers there, Salty and Steph, and we work out a plan, and we make sure our kids are acclimated, whether it's going outside in just T-shirts with no equipment that day just to get a taste of the heat, or pushing it a little bit with helmets and T-shirts and then helmets and gear. And it's the way you time it, it's the way you practice. You got to practice smart, and you got to do things right. The heat is going to be that. You got to play in it too. I mean, you see some of these college football games on Saturday, they're not stopping when the heat index reaches a certain thing. You know, so it's about preparation and how you prepare your kids and following the LHSA mandates on helmet rules and just being a smart coach and the program on how you do that and how you put your kids out there to experience this.
Talk a little bit about how the knowledge, the treatment, the awareness of concussions have changed throughout the years.
You know, concussions back in 2000, I want to say 2001, I mean, if you knew your name and you knew your mom's name and you could tell me your phone number, you know, our things were, they wasn't real as strict as they are now. But right now, it's at a point where it needs to be. There's a protocol implemented by the LHSA, the NATA guidelines and stuff, where if someone even suspects a concussion, even if you bump your head and you come complaining of a headache, well, that's not a maybe thing. That young man, that young woman is in concussion protocol until that person can see one of our specialists, you know. And once again, we're lucky with that too. We have a app that we use on the iPad, and our concussion doctor is Dr. Etheridge, which is also at the Brock Clinic. So we have a guy that we can call on the phone and send our kids to right away.
Coach Bourke, want to thank you for joining us. Appreciate everything you do. Counting down the days for softball season when you'll be reemerging for year number 2 of our softball broadcast for Denham Springs High School. Thank you for everything, Coach.
Thank you.
He is David Bourke, the trainer of Denham Springs High School. I'm John Fine. It is Denham Springs and Southern Lab. Sporting Center Yellow Jacket warm-up continues with Josh Ward and Coach Beard after this pause on Yellow Jackets football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro. Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets on a Thursday night from Mumford Stadium at Southern University to face the Southern Lab Kittens. I'm Josh Ward, and we are now joined by Yellow Jackets head coach Brett Beard. Last week, Yellow Jackets will fall short 26-20 from East Ascension. 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in district play. And coach, an interesting start to the game last week as East Ascension tries to get the sneaky onside kick to start that one. And when I saw that, I said, man, this looks like play out of the Brett Beard playbook.
Yeah, we know they have it in there. They had shown it a few times. We knew that they were going to try to steal possessions, try to create some momentum. And really, it was actually a pretty good kick. It was just a little short, which is why we were able to get it. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. We flipped around and tried to throw one at them, and I guess a rough shot at the onside kick ourselves, just trying to kind of create that momentum. And, to win games like this in our district, you got to take some shots. Sometimes they're not the best shots, and they're not the most exciting shots. But when you don't have a kicker and kick it in the end zone consistently, sometimes you got to create some chaos. And I'm not scared to onside kick and take a shot, and maybe steal a possession.
When a team does that, it kind of shows you the kind of game that you're in for, because when you talk about them trying to steal a possession, they knew that they were going to need to do that at some point. And, it's kind of a sign of respect between the two coaching staffs, knowing like, hey, this is going to be a battle, which you knew it would be.
Again, I think we're in one of the best districts in the state with some of the best coaching, some of the best players. I feel the same way about EA. I mean, big, physical, fast team. Sometimes when you get into that physical war like we were in, trying to throw that haymaker, trying to land that haymaker to start the game, try to create a little momentum right there for yourself, or stealing a possession, again, later in the game. There's chances you have to take. I mean, you can't just always line up and go by the book. Sometimes you gotta take chances and roll the dice, and your kids love it too. They see it as a belief system, and you can tell that those guys are having fun over there. And I appreciate and respect the fact that you got to prepare for that kind of stuff all week, and you got to prepare for that when you play us, because it's in our back pocket.
Well, what it does is it gives the Yellow Jackets a great starting position at the East Ascension 49-yard line, and you do exactly what you've been looking for the last few weeks. You get that fast start, you march down the field, take a few minutes off the clock, and punch it in for a touchdown. You had to be really happy with seeing that start, because you've been looking that for the last few weeks.
Yeah, really a great opening drive. Finally, we didn't turn the ball over, we didn't fumble, we really didn't make any mistakes. Really a physical first drive. It was a great ending to a great opening. It was a great ending to that drive and a great opening to the game. And when you get field position like that, you got to capitalize. And you see that later when we talk about the interception from Q on the 20 and not scoring. When you get the ball around the 50, you got to be able to finish, especially as high powered as our offense is meant to be. Those drives have got to be finished. And, I was really pleased the way we started, and then we kind of hit a little lull right there. But, as we crack this code, we got to continue to fight through that. We got to stay consistent. We got to, figure out a way to play 48 minutes without hitting those little lulls or handle the momentum swings back and forth, the pendulum of the game. We got to continue to handle that, whether in the storm or whatnot. But really pleased with the way we started.
Absolutely. And then you talk about those lulls. And, there were times throughout the night, as good as the offense would look at times, during those lulls, like the plays were there and the play calls I thought were great. It was just like the timing was off just a half a step at times. Was that some of what EA was throwing at you? Because they gave some very unique looks on defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, they like to play some games there too, and we knew when they gave us certain looks what we were going to check to and run, and we got them out of some of that stuff. Sometimes if you talk to our quarterback, who I think is a phenomenal quarterback, one of the best ones we've ever had here, he wasn't real happy with that night. He was off a little bit. He missed some reads, and sometimes when they get hit in the mouth a little bit or they get a little uncomfortable, sometimes the reads become a little more cloudy than they really are. But he'll tell you as a competitor, he wasn't real pleased with the way he played that first half. And, there were some things there that we missed. And it's like I told our offense Saturday morning, we're leaving a lot on the field. When we get our mistakes cleaned up, we get our issues taken care of, and quit beating Denham, we're going to be just fine because it's there. you look at a lot of things, or you go back and watch this film, we have things. We've just got to run the offense and execute it and get the ball in the right guy's hands.
You talk about the missed opportunities there. Quentin Clay gets that interception in the East Ascension red zone, not being able to capitalize on that. Is that a point of emphasis going forward, that those are the ones that we have to, and I could hear it in your voice right there, because we kind of did the same thing, you have to get points off of those.
Yeah, that's a big momentum swing that we screw up. And you got to get points right there. Again, we're scratching and clawing trying to figure out a way to get a lead, get to 2 scores. And you get the ball picked off on the 18 or 19 right there. And I understand the first play was a little bit of a breakdown, but ball hit his hands in the end zone. Ball's got to be caught. It's not caught. Then we go back and we miss a couple of reads. We take a little loss and we miss an easy field goal. That whole scenario after the pick was really a disaster. And, we have stress. Like, when you get the momentum swing, you got to go ahead and put your foot on the gas. Like, we can't keep letting people off the hook. And when you have a chance to score points, defensively, we're talking about complimentary football. Look what it does to your defensive guys. It just got you the ball at the 18-19, and you don't finish with points. That's a tough one that we're working through. We've really focused a lot on playing complimentary, talking complimentary football, making sure we understand there are some drives and possessions. All are important, but there are just some that are more important. Getting the 2 scores plus is critical. After a big momentum swing where everything is in our favor, those are critical. Like, you can't just turn around and go 3 and out and give them the freaking ball back, or not come away with any points in that situation. Those are critical flips that we got to continue to get better at when we get the ball.
East Ascension clearly came in wanting to limit your possessions throughout the night, and in the second half, they just really were able to control that clock so much, and they would get the 4 or 5 yards on the first down, and then the second down, they're either moving the sticks or it's 3rd and short, and they're moving the sticks. What made them so effective running the ball last week?
Well, and they're big and physical in the box, man. You get late in the game, and they've been leaning on us. We were on the field a lot of plays. It makes it tough. We got to do a better job understanding our run fit. Sometimes you got to crank them safeties down. The safeties got to do a better job understanding where their fits are. And it's like I told our guys, their safety's there for a reason, but we don't want the safeties making plays. We got to be able to secure the box on our end, and those guys are there to clean up what does kind of trickle through. And, they were cutting some things back that kind of put us in some tough spots. And, again, you got a big physical O-line that had been leading on us. And, you talk about big physical O-line. When you got 88 at tight end, you're talking 6 or 7 big bodies on the line of scrimmage that are getting after our 3 or 4 big bodies. We got heavy with them a couple of times and had a little success. But, after a game where they had a lot of possession time and a lot of leaning, they were able to, I don't want to say able to wear us down, because I thought we handled it quite well, but they were able to just to kind of, chip away, and we couldn't catch that break. They didn't make any mistakes. It wasn't really ugly when they had a chance to kind of, to put this, sustain those drives, which they did. It just hats off to them, man. There was a physical war on both sides, and, really pleased with the way our kids can, they played for 48 minutes, which is all you can ask. But we just got to, sometimes you got to make the break. When the breaks aren't there, you got to figure out a way to make the breaks. You got to figure out a way to make them uncomfortable where they turn the ball over or put the ball on the turf, and then you got to recover it. So, they just did a great job sustaining drives right there and chipping away.
It was definitely a physical battle. You could see that throughout the night. And, Coach, obviously, when the teams were shaking hands afterwards, we'll touch on this real quickly. I know, we'll only say so much about this, but the film is there. So just to address it real quick, obviously during the handshake, there was a little scuffle that broke out after that. Yep. We thought that both teams and both security that was around the game did their best to try to get that cleared up as quick as they could. But what's the fallout from that, and how do you see that from last week?
Well, it escalated quickly and was de-escalated very quickly by both sides. Emotions are high. Our program is a class program. We are a class program, and some things happened right there that I'm a believer. I'm not condoning violence by any means, but I am a believer, and there are things in life worth fighting for. And when you have a family and a brotherhood, and it's disrespected at a high level, there are some things worth fighting for. Now, with that said, there are consequences. You make a man choice, you gotta face man consequences. And, because of it, we're going to have a few players missing Friday night, but I'm very proud of the way our kids handled this situation. It was not started by us. Again, I'm very proud of them protecting each other and the brotherhood. And again, when you're disrespected at this level, things are going to happen that are out of our control. And I'm very proud of the way our kids handled this situation.
All right, so we will put a cap on that one. Again, 26-20, East Ascension with the win over the Yellow Jackets. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we will continue on, and we will look forward to the Southern Lab Kittens on a Thursday night edition of Yellow Jackets football. We are back after this timeout on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center, more than just a sports store.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amy Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets on a Thursday night from Mumford Stadium as they will face the Southern Lab Kittens in a non-district matchup. I'm Josh Ward. We continue on with Yellow Jackets head coach Brett Beard. Coach, Thursday nights have not always been your favorite spot for the Yellow Jackets, but do you feel that this one comes at the right time? Sometimes getting out of that routine and getting out of your comfort level is a good thing.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We talked about, like, notoriously, the Denham Springs is not known for playing well on Thursday night, so you got to be the team to change that. The best part is you come off a very emotional game, and you don't have to wait but 6 days instead of 7 to get that taste out of your mouth. And we're getting everything we want out of this matchup. I can't wait to go to Mumford Stadium and take our kids to a college stadium and let them see that atmosphere, let them be in that situation, which is why I wanted to play these guys. On top of being a 1A power, it's going to be a great PowerPoint game. They've been where we want to go because they've been to the Dome. And again, you like to be able to give your kids an opportunity to experience some different things. And I thought playing in a college stadium is exactly why I got these guys on schedule.
Well, I was going to ask, I know you did this home-and-home series with them specifically for that. Does that add a little extra motivation, get the juices going a little bit more for the players, that excitement of going to a big stadium like that under those lights and just getting that whole feel of it?
I mean, you'd have to say yes. I mean, I'm excited to go back. You're watching film and you're seeing, the Southern turf. You're seeing SWAC on the turf. I coached at Grambling back in the day. So, I mean, you're getting to see, you get to experience that college feel. Like, this is, a lot of those guys that have lofty goals and big-time goals to play at that level. I mean, what better place to go show off you can play than in a big stadium? Whether the crowd is, whether it's packed or not, doesn't matter. You're still in a big venue, getting to play our game at an elite level, and I'm really fired up. And let me answer your question, the previous question, my bad. it's a perfect timing for a Thursday game because it does kind of break up that lull. I love that we have 2 Thursdays back-to-back. You can kind of buy a day or two off for these kids to kind of rejuvenate, reset their batteries, and get going again for the back half of the season, which is why I love these 2 Thursday night back-to-back games coming up.
Before we get too far off, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, I'm just going to tell you next week's interview is going to be a jammer because I've had the Live Oak game circled since last year. So let's worry about this one first, and I'll continue on with Southern Lab. But just know that Live Oak has been circled for me for about a year now. So anyway, all right, as we look at Southern Lab 3-1 on their season, they do lose week 1 to Liberty, and they've gone 3 wins since then. They really haven't been challenged. Do you feel that how battle-tested you are right now has got to be an advantage going into this one?
I'd have to say numbers and definitely battle tested are going to be some advantages we have. I mean, you go toe to toe with EA and Central, 2 of the most physical programs in the state. One was the defending state champion. It's been where Southern Lab has been. I think in those atmospheres, I would like to think Southern has not seen, has not seen and will not see what I think we're going to face with what they're going to face Thursday night. And we just got to go out and do our job and play our game and get a big time win. I mean, that's really all it is. I think Southern's going to show up to play. I think they probably have last year circled and thought they kind of let us off the hook, and they want to redeem that. But I think they're going to be ready to play, and I'm excited to take our kids there and show off what we can do bouncing back after a tough loss.
Well, you mentioned the numbers game there, and obviously what we saw last year at Denham Springs against Southern Lab is late in that game, Southern Lab just kind of started to wear down, and that happens when you have guys having to go both ways. How much does that play into this one? And obviously, it is a huge disparity between the numbers and late in the game that you're going to be a little more rested than they are.
Yeah, the biggest thing is not digging that hole, not starting slow, not shooting ourselves in the foot early on, giving them a ton of life. If we can start fast and kind of put them in a tough situation and kind of put them in the hole, put them in a spot to where they're being worn down and behind with no life, with no momentum, that's the best place to put Southern Lab when you're trying to get a win on the road in their stadium. I think that's what we got to do. We got to control the line of scrimmage and just lean on those big bodies and make them play for 48 minutes.
From film study, what do you see from the Kittens on offense, and what do you expect for them to throw out?
We went into last year thinking we'd see a lot more option than they ran at us, and I'd like to think again going into this year they're going to run some option. And I say that, I don't know if they want to get their quarterback hit because they do have all their district after us as well. But when they run the option, they're a scary team because you get some athletes out there in space. They're going to spread you out and they're going to make you run, and the quarterback can beat you with his arm and legs. Again, a situation we've already seen a couple times. We just got to be sound defensively. We got to fly around. We got to play our assignment, and we got to accept the fact that we got a job to do. And we got to do it at a high level, and then you got to do it again and again and again. And we got to accept that. And once we start doing that, making the routine plays routinely, we're going to be just fine.
Defensively for the Kittens, they are going to be athletic. They're going to be flying all over the place. How do you see the matchup with their defense against your offense, and what's your game plan offensively going against the Kittens?
Well, I mean, it's simple. We got to win the line of scrimmage. We got to make them uncomfortable. We got to be able to run the football. And you know what? When we throw the ball, catch it. I think it's real simple. I said it earlier talking about the defense. When you make the routine plays routinely, the ball is thrown, catch the ball, and then control the line of scrimmage.
What is the feeling around this team right now? After that tough loss against East Ascension, you come back in, you try to get back to work, and you're going on the road as a Thursday night, and knowing that this team still has a lot to play for in front of them, everything you want is still in front of you. What's the feeling around this team right now and trying to get this thing back on track?
Oh, these boys are amazing, man. I love this group. I love their psyche. I love their mindset. We got amazing leadership with 43 seniors. They've seen it all. And, our message was, hey, man, look, 2022, we made a run. We were 8-2 and lost to EA in a hard-fought battle. This is nowhere we haven't already been. This is nothing new. Let's just continue to focus on going 1-0. Let's get the job done. Let's learn from our mistakes. Let's get better at what we do. Let's get better at who we are, and just keep moving forward. And those guys have embraced it. I mean, look, they bring an energy every day. I really do love being around this group of kids. They get it. They want to play. They love Denham Springs. They love each other. They proved that last week. And, I'm really excited to see what carries over from the emotional roller coaster we rode last week together, and seeing if it just kind of created that stronger bond, because if you're willing to fight for each other in that situation, you're willing to fight for each other when it's real in between the whistle too, and now it's time to go prove it.
We do have a rule question that we want to ask you about. Last week, Luke Wilson, one of the punts that he had, it looked like there should have been a flag on the first kick that he had. There was a flag on the second one, and we had a conversation during the broadcast there of the way that he kicks it, the rugby style. Does he become a runner at some point, or is he within a tackle box? And how does that work? Because we were a little confused on that one when it comes to high school.
A lot of it's going to be. A lot of it's going to be really a judgment call by your officials. But as long as he has the football from the snap and he is approaching it as a kick, he is the punter. The minute he pulls it, now he is live. And it is kind of a judgment call of in the tackle box and everything else. But as long as he's moving to make the kick, he is a punter.
Okay. All right. So thanks for clearing that up for us. It kind of does, but at the same time,
well, you can see the rugby. Yes. Now we're not straight. We're not true rugby. We're not hauling tail outside that box and trying to create all that space. We're only taking a couple steps. So we are behind the line of scrimmage. We are in the tackle, or not behind. We are in the tackle box. And again, he is working as a punter to take those 2 steps and kick that football. The minute he pulls it down, like if he pulled it down within those steps, he becomes a live runner. Say we're a fake or whatnot. And the minute he tucks it away, you've taken the punt out, and he becomes a live runner.
Coach, before we let you out of here, I do want to let you know, as we talked about Deshaun Spears a couple of weeks ago, Deshaun is going to be live in person with us in the booth Thursday night from Southern Lab. We're super excited about that, so hopefully you'll get an opportunity to say hello to him as well and just talk about what he continues to do for this program and for the program he's currently with the LSU Tigers.
Well, it gives me chills talking about him and I love that he's going to be there. Let me tell you, Deshaun Spears, which was known as Deshaun McBride at Denham, he embodied everything that we teach and instill in our kids. Deshaun was not a great player as a freshman. He wasn't off the charts. He wasn't the guy we were looking at that had to come up and play varsity or even JV. Had a little better year his sophomore year. He waited, he paid his dues. And we tell our kids all the time, he kept his head down, he kept his mouth shut, he came to work every day. And he didn't have a chance to really play as a sophomore until really week 9, week 10 when we ran through some injuries at the safety. And he performed. He totally committed himself to the offseason in the weight room going into his junior year, and you saw the blow-up happen. And it has everything to do with his mentality, his mindset, the way he worked. That dude, he embodies everything that we are at Denham, and I couldn't be more proud. And I'm so proud that he stayed at LSU. He's taken his licks. He's climbed this climb, and because of it, he's going to be successful. And a little bitty taste right now. He's going to be just fine like he's doing, and he's only going to be a big-time player in the next year or two for them as well.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Go Jackets. Let's make it a good, long weekend, and we will talk with you next week.
Definitely. Mom, Dad, love y'all. I know y'all are watching, so we'll see y'all soon.
All right, that is head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard. We're back after this time out on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We're again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Ames.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back into the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets and the Southern Lab Kittens from Mumford Stadium. Pete Richardson Field here in North Baton Rouge. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington now. Lamine Figueroa back at the studio. Chris Ledoux, Darren Ferrente, John Fine with us as well. Mitch, before we go any further, how you like the digs tonight?
We got a great spot to watch the game from. We're not sitting in the bleachers tonight. No hot sun in our face, and a perfect spot with these conditions in the Southern University press box.
Feeling all right?
I'm feeling fine. Just voice is kind of in and out. Do the best I can tonight. Excuse me there. Sometimes I yell a little bit too much at my junior high games, and that happens every now and then.
All right, before we go any further, I want to remind everybody that we do come to you live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. That's at DS Jacket Vision, all one word. Give it a like and subscribe. I know that we do have Joe from Montana, which is not a joke. Joe actually does watch from Montana. We've got Chrissy in Houston and Desi in Orange Beach. So Desi in Orange Beach is getting his weekend kicked off right here. So all of you who are watching back at home or wherever you are watching, great to have you along with us. Always remember to like and subscribe. It is on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com as well. All right, Mitch, we're going to touch on it real quick. Obviously, Coach Beard talked about it there, the incident that happened at the end of the East Ascension game last week. Some suspensions for the Yellow Jackets. Looks to be somewhere around 12 being the total number for Denham Springs out. A couple of starters will be out. We'll get to that as well. But, hearing Coach Beard talk about that, how he felt about the incident that happened, kind of said, that he has these players' backs. And when something happens that he feels crosses the line, that he said, I'll never condone violence, but sometimes something is worth fighting for. So, I think the message that sends to these kids of my head coach has my back says a lot. And he talked about how much this group means to him. As a coach, if you were on the other side of that, how would you feel?
Yeah, Coach Beard sounded a little bit like Kenny Rogers. Didn't he once say, sometimes you got to fight to be a man?
Yeah, that's
I think he said that once. But Coach Beard also said, you do that, it helps those guys in the locker room. They know that each of their teammates are there with them. And if something was happening, they're there to stand up for each other. But also the other coin of that is the LHSA has to do their job as well. And you got to be man enough to accept the consequences. And there are consequences that came with it. And so anybody that was deemed to have participated in a fight, I guess you could say, going to be about 12 to 14 extra students in the student section tonight and 12 or 14 less players on that Yellow Jacket sideline. So they got to face that. And, best of my knowledge, it's a 1 week deal, 1 week suspension. So you have to have some players step up. Really, from what I can tell, we don't have an exact list, but we'll see as the players get out there on the field. I think we're hurt a little bit more on defense with some of the guys who are going to be missing. Offense going to have to step up tonight. Offense needs to fill the void, put some points on the board. Southern Lab probably get to find the end zone a few times, but our offense needs to be able to match that and kind of keep it going on that side of the ball.
Well, and as you talk about Southern Lab, obviously the numbers are such a big difference here between these two teams. Yellow Jackets, fielding, Russia, that's about 100. Southern Lab about 40 or so. So I mean, the number disparity is huge there. And as I was talking with Coach Beard, that's what we saw last year. Southern Lab just kind of started to wear down in that second half. A lot of those players have to go both ways. So, how much does that play into it? But as you said, some guys that are going to have to step into starting roles tonight that aren't used to. But, it's next man up. as they say.
We have had a pretty steady rotation at a lot of the defensive positions, a lot of guys moving in and out, and hopefully that's going to pay off tonight because there's going to be a few guys that have to step in, know their roles. And really a tough spot for the Denham team is they really didn't get final word from LHSA on who was going to not be allowed to play until some found out maybe Wednesday morning, some found out like Wednesday afternoon, and so they didn't really start practice Monday and Tuesday knowing for sure what was going to happen. And so kind of a rush job. It's a bad week to have a Thursday game because you don't get that extra practice with the guys that you know are going to be on the field for this game. So they just got to be ready, just like I guess on any Friday night if somebody went hurt in the first quarter, twist an ankle or have to come out, next guy's got to be ready to roll, and we're going to see that tonight.
Well, I can say last night at 9:05, I got a text message from Coach Beard saying 4 more. He seemed a little – I didn't press him too far at that. It's 9:00 at night. He's got early mornings, as we all know with coaching and teaching and all that it is early morning wake up call. So I didn't press too much further. But late yesterday, as you mentioned, they found out that they had 4 more guys added to that list. So it's just a very unfortunate event. But as Coach Beard said, we're going to take our licks like a man. We're going to take our consequences like a man. We're going to move on from it. And I guess I asked Coach Beard, is a Thursday night game coming at the right time? You made the point there that you don't have as much time, but I think for these players, they just want to get on the field and get out there and get after it after such a physical game last week against East Central.
Yeah, after, EA got after us last week, and they had the upper hand, and our guys, that didn't leave a good taste in your mouth, and so one less night to sit and stew over that and a chance to get out on the field and make amends for it, try and get back on the winning side. So you're right about that, one less night to have to sleep on a loss, and so hopefully we get back on track, and then with the game next week being a Thursday game, it gives you your full week of preparation. So all in all, other than the short practice notice for some guys that didn't know they were going to start, and now we have to put some guys in some places. Other than that, maybe Thursday's a good time for it.
Well, I was going to tell you, partner, enjoy this here tonight from Mumford Stadium here, because next week will be from the bleachers at Live Oak, but we'll look forward to that. Again, that will be a Thursday night contest for that one, and that will be, of course, 6 o'clock Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up coming to you for that one. We're going to take our final timeout. When we come, we will have you ready for kickoff here from Mumford Stadium, the Yellow Jackets and the Kittens of Southern Lab, non-district matchup, Week 5 edition, coming up after this timeout on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy has been serving the wonderful people of Livingston Parish for over 20 years now. This is Ben Wilson, Denham Springs High School, class of 98.
And the much younger Stephen Wilson, class of 2003. We are honored to have the opportunity to help those in our community return to a normal way of life following injury. From the geriatric population to the young athlete, we are committed to helping you become stronger, faster, and better.
So for all of your physical therapy and rehab needs, come see us at Peak Performance Physical Therapy, located in Denham Springs at 145 Aspen Square, or visit our website at peakperformancephysicaltherapy.com.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is ServPro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at ServPro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. ServPro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so ServPro is faster to any disaster. ServPro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Aber, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. It is the Yellow Jackets and the Southern Lab Kittens. It is now time for the James Drugstore starting lineup, brought to you by James Drugstore, locally owned and operated, serving Livingston Parish for almost 100 years, where old-fashioned service meets modern-day medicine. That is James Drugstore, Florida Boulevard in Denham Springs. Offensively for the Yellow Jackets, left tackle Nate Black, left guard Max Ars, center Bryson McCabe, right guard Christian Ferguson, right tackle Angel Villagomez, wide receivers Brenton Paul, Sean Goldman, and Trey Seals. In the backfield, Enzo Landry and Hayden Ray, and the quarterback will be John Goldman. So we're going to get ready for a kickoff here, so we'll get the defensive starters for you in just a moment. All right, Yellow Jackets will be kicking it off to the Kittens. We are teed up here from Mumford Stadium and ready to get this one underway. Bravo will step from the 40, and we are underway. It is going to be fair caught around the 30, but the ball is going to be loose, and the Yellow Jackets are going to wait to see what the call is, and it is going to be first down for the Southern Lab Kittens. So almost a start kind of like last week. All right, let's go ahead and finish up with the defensive starters for the James Drugstore starting lineup. Defensive ends, Devin Mack and Debo Scott. Nose guard, Jeremiah Ardoin. Linebackers, Jackson Sagan, Cedric Polk, Caden Allen, and Bryson Smith. Defensive backfield is Jaden Washington, Trendon Matwire, Dylan Thomas, and Lucas Gillen. That is your James Drugstore starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets. All right, Mitch, let's get this one going.
Yeah, they nice little sky kick there by Jonathan Bravo, and Southern Lab had one guy sprinting after it, couldn't quite gather it in. It bounced around on the turf for a little bit, but the Jackets couldn't get there to recover it.
Going to be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. Ball is at their own 27-yard line. It is Richard. We'll hand it off in the backfield, getting to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the carry. That is going to be Terrence Hunter.
And then as he was calling out those defensive starters, we mentioned before, this was the side that got hit harder with the suspensions. I think it's about 4 new faces in the starting lineup right now.
All right, and real quick, we'll get your keys to the game here in just a moment. Going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Kittens. From the shotgun, Richard will dance around, looks to throw. He does. There's going to be caught at the 33-yard line and brought down shy of the 34. And it will be 3rd down for the Kittens.
This nice little soft coverage there by the Jackets, keeping everything in front. Southern Lab gets a short completion there, get about 6 yards on it, bringing up a 3rd and 3.
Will be 3rd down and 3 for the Kittens. Just underway here from Mumford Stadium, Week 5 non-district matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Southern Lab Kittens. On 3rd and 2, Richard from a pistol formation will hand it off. Going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a loss on the play. 4th down coming up for Southern Lab.
Both Cedric Polk and Caden Allen, your inside linebackers, on a stunt right there, went through the line of scrimmage untouched, tackle for a loss, and a big stop to get a 3 and out for that Yellow Jacket defense. Just looking out there, nose guard, 2 safeties, and 1 cornerback look to be the new faces on the defense tonight. So a good first series right there for the Yellow Jacket defense.
All right, so it will be 4th and 5 for Southern Lab. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Here is the snap. It is going to be a bobbled snap, and the punter will have to drop back on it at the 21-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Deep inside Kittens territory. We're back after this timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Field.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be from the Southern Lab 22-yard line. But real quick, let's get Mitch Covington's keys to the game. Mitch, what do you got for us for this one?
First of all, knowing we were going to be shorthanded on defense, the offense needs to carry the load tonight. We want that to be the leading unit. Most of that unit is intact. We want to put a lot of points on the board tonight. And then we're missing a lot of special team guys as well. We want to hold the rope with the special teams. And so far, we've done a great job of that.
Goldman snap. Ball is going to be on the turf, picked up by Enzo Landry, and he's going to be brought down around the Southern Lab 15-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 16, so a little bad snap there. Hits the turf, but Enzo Landry right there to pick it up.
And as we were coming out of break, Southern Lab had 12 guys on the field to start off with, so we were actually playing 1st and 5. You're right, the snap bounced back to the backfield. Enzo Landry, who's in the game starting tonight, picked it up off the turf, got back at least a positive 1-yard gain.
Yes. Going to be 2nd down and 4 now for the Yellow Jackets. Ball at the 16-yard line of Southern Lab. Here is Goldman, quarterback keeper, goes up the middle. He's going to be hit trying to fight for extra yards, and he will be brought down at the Southern Lab 14-yard line, where it will be 4th down now for Denham Springs. Third down. Yeah, my bad. Third down.
Come on now. Don't cut us short on that one. But, yeah, Goldman's trying to get up on the inside, little quarterback ISO, little quarterback lead through the middle. But defensive end there, and Michael Dwin for Southern Lab came off that right edge and did a good job of making a tackle for just a short gain.
It will be 3rd and short now for the Yellow Jackets. 3rd and 2 from the Lab 16-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near sideline. Here is a snap. He will hand it off to Brenton Paul. Paul will get to the 10-yard line. Will be 1st down for the Yellow Jackets, but there's a flag.
Face mask, seeing that Brenton Paul's helmet ended up on the ground. 4 flags came in all at the same spot. That's got to be a face mask, I would believe.
Waiting to see the call here. We believe it could be our first Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down, but we will wait. Yep, it is going to be against the Southern Lab Kittens, so that is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Children friendly with great food and locally owned by Big Mike O'Neill. That's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Will be 1st and goal now for the Yellow Jackets.
Now we had the 1st down without the penalty, so
Correct.
we didn't need the penalty for the 1st down, but we'll take it to inches closer to the goal line. So now playing 1st and goal at the 5.
Yep. From the Southern Lab 5-yard line, it will be Goldman from the shotgun. Will get the snap, going to take it himself, goes off the left side, and he will be hit and be brought down at about the 2-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and goal now for the Yellow Jackets.
A really good lead block by Enzo Landry. We mentioned a Michael Dwin, a good-looking defensive end for Southern Lab. Well, Enzo Landry, your tailback, led on the left edge right there, and he made a big block to give Jean Goldman some running room, and we picked up a few yards there, and now we've got it down to the 2-yard line.
Yep. It will be 2nd and goal. Southern Lab 2-yard line now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the shotgun has Landry in the backfield. We'll give it to Enzo, and Enzo will be wrapped up and brought down for a loss on the play. They will put him back to the Southern Lab 5-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a nice time blitz. Amari Morgan, one of the Southern Lab captains, he came right through the A-gap. Not sure where the missed assignment came from, but he just stepped right through untouched between the center and the right guard and ended up in the backfield. So playing 3rd and 4.
3rd and goal from the Lab 4-yard line. Going to be a pistol formation this time for Goldman. It is Brenton Paul, the deep back. Here is a snap. Will fake it to Paul. Rolls out to his right, looking towards the end zone. looking for some real estate, and he will go to the goal line, and he is going to be in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Goldman rolls out, can't find an open receiver, keeps it himself, in for the touchdown.
That was a really good decision there by Jean Goldman. Coach Beard had mentioned before the game that he felt Jean didn't play his best last week, made some good passes at times, but some decisions we won't have back. That was a great decision, a little bootleg pass. Britton Paul at the front of the end zone was covered, had Sean Goldman coming across the back, maybe not quite open there either, and Jean decided I'm going to tuck it and try and find my way to run into the end zone, and that he did.
Jonathan Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point to make this a 7-point game for the Yellow Jackets. Here is a snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. And extra point is good. Denham Springs 7, Southern Lab 0. 7:23 left in the first. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. As we were coming back into break there, it was Bravo kickoff. It was fielded about the 15-yard line and returning it all the way to the Denham Springs, to where the line of scrimmage is, about the 30-yard line, Mitch? 42? Okay, so yeah, I see him now. All right, but first we got to get to business. It is time for our first Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net.
After the bad punt snap, the Yellow Jackets only had to go 22 yards. It took 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Finished with a Jean Goldman 4-yard touchdown run. And with 7:23 left in the first quarter, Yellow Jackets lead 7-0.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Kittens inside the Yellow Jacket 42-yard line. Here is a handoff in the backfield. That is going to be to Dauphine, Logan Dauphine. And he will pick up some positive yards.
Lucas Gillen was there from a safety position right near the line of scrimmage, had a chance to make the tackle, but just wasn't able to get Dauphine to the ground. And so Dauphine made us miss and picked up about 6 yards.
Yep, so it'll be 2nd down and 4. It will be from the Yellow Jacket 46-yard line. 36-yard line. Check that. Yellow Jacket 36-yard line. It is Richard from the shotgun. He has 2 receivers out to the far sideline, 1 to the near. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Drops back, looking to throw. Has some time now. Some pressure coming. He's going to be sacked back at the 45-yard line. Nice play right there. Devin Mack with the sack.
A little bit of a coverage sack right there. He looked to his receiver on the right side, was trying to find Anthony Weatherspoon, but Jaden Washington was on the outside. Lucas Gillen had him covered on the inside. So as he tried to buy some more time in the pocket, he didn't have time because Devin Mack got there quickly, and a big sack for the Yellow Jacket defense.
Yep, that was a big one right there. Makes it 3rd down and 13 now for the Southern Lab Kittens. Clock runs, 5:53 left here in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets 7, Kittens 0. Got a timeout called on the field. Yep, Southern Lab will take a timeout. They will take their first of the half. We will take it with them as well. Denham Springs 7, Southern Lab 0, 5:44. First quarter action. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
3rd and 13 for the Kittens. Yellow Jacket 45-yard line. First time out used by Southern Lab. Richard from the shotgun will get the snap. He is dropping back, looking to throw. Pressure is coming again. Going to have to run it himself now. Now he's going to throw on the run, and it is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Jamar Gardner, and it is now 4th down for the Southern Lab Kittens.
The Denham Springs defense was playing some games with the Southern Lab offensive line. Had a lot of people moving around prior to the snap, and then they weren't able to quite pick up every rusher that we had. And as the quarterback flushed the pocket, Jackson Sagan was there to try and force him to throw it. Made a good throw downfield, but the Yellow Jacket defense broke on it in the secondary and was able to break it up.
Looks like Southern Lab will keep the offense out on the field on 4th and 13 from the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line. Will be Richard out of the shotgun. Has Hunter in the backfield lined up to his right. Here is a snap. Looks to throw. Pressure is coming again. He's going to be wrapped up back at his own 45-yard line. It'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Your local tree service in Denham Springs is Louisiana Tree Pro. Louisiana Tree Pro is a licensed and insured arborist. Louisiana Tree Pro is the only company in the parish that has a saw head, so they can remove trees by remote, making the job safer and more efficient. Louisiana Tree Pro specializes in emergency removal of trees on homes, and they're experienced with billing insurance companies. And Louisiana Tree Pro offers free quotes. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro. Visit treeprola.com.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Southern Lab 45-yard line. Goldman will hand it off to Landry. Landry will go up the middle and picks up about 4 yards on the carry.
You know, knowing that the Jacket defense is shorthanded, especially in the secondary, one way to try and hide that is just to bring some pressure, bring a blitz. And that time Coach Stephen Prescott did. Both Bryson Smith and Devin Mack met at the quarterback, one from the left, one from the right, and 2 sacks in a row. Devin Mack was part of both of them, and the Jacket offense has the ball on the plus side of the field.
2nd down and 6 now from the Lab 41-yard line. Another handoff to Landry. Landry gets hit at the 40-yard line and will spin around for about another yard or two as he will get to the Lab 39.
Coach Fournier seems to be trying to really establish the run game right now. We started with a short field a while ago, went mostly with the run game until the 3rd down play, had a little bootleg pass. Right now, the first 2 plays of this drive have been run game, and maybe that's part of just trying to wear down the Southern Lab, team that doesn't have as many, as you mentioned before, as much depth as we would.
On 3rd and 4 from the Lab 39-yard line, Goldman, quarterback keeper, going to take it himself. He's to the 35, the 30, and will be tackled shy of the Southern Lab 25-yard line. It'll be 1st down for the Yellow Jackets, making it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Had them out formations right there. That was a good play call. Preston Carmichael was in at tight end. Hayden Ray at the fullback spot. We had them both on the left side, outnumbered Southern Lab over there. We had a hat for hats, could block everybody. Sean Goldman got through the hole and had a big pickup there for the 1st down.
Going to be 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets. It will be Southern Lab 27-yard line. Handoff in the backfield to Landry. Landry hit at the 25 and fights for positive yards, keeps the legs pumping, and will get to the Southern Lab 22-yard line.
Enzo Landry, I was really impressed with his leg drive just then. He got hit the line of scrimmage, he kept moving, but also, remember the last time we talked about Enzo, he put one on the turf. That was the Woodlawn game when everybody was fumbling. Well, that's the last we kind of saw of him right now as he was driving those legs, both hands on the football, taking care of it, making sure to keep possession.
Makes it 2nd and 4. Check that, make it 2nd and 5 now for the Yellow Jackets. Here is Britton Paul. That is going to be Hayden Ray coming off the far side, and he will get tackled shy of the 15. I saw Britton Paul go in, thought he had it. Hayden Ray actually bounced out with it on the right side.
They got you with the play fake right there. So Jean Goldman faked it to Britton Paul, coming to the left. Hayden Ray, who lined up on the left, drifted across the right side of the formation, catches the ball in the backfields, able to turn upfield and pick up enough yards for a Big Mike 1st down.
That is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. At Big Mike's, they are open after the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets game. That is Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill. I don't know if they're going to be. I don't know if there will be so much on a Thursday night. That's more for a Friday night edition. Here is first and 10. It will be Goldman, quarterback keeper, gets inside the 15-yard line. Will be brought down at the 13-yard line of Southern Lab.
You know, I think part of the philosophy of keeping it on the ground is to try and wear them down, work the clock, shorten the game a little bit.
Yes.
Like I said, we're shorthanded defensively, but also if you look at Southern Lab's roster, there's only 10 players listed with a lineman number between 50 and 79. 2 of those are freshmen. So if you can wear those big guys up front, who some of them are going both ways, by the second half, that ought to pay off.
On second down, it will be a fake handoff to Landry, throwing towards the end zone, looking for Goldman, and it is in for the touchdown. Goldman to Goldman, touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Wow, I was going to say we just didn't have enough room to make that completion, but Sean Goldman did a great job of running a deep comeback route. He got about 4 yards deep in the end zone, broke back to the sideline, to that front pylon coming downhill, but he caught it, kept his feet in bounds, looked like 2 feet. He could make that catch on Sundays in the NFL. So a good throw and a spot to keep it away from the defense. Sean Goldman with a great catch near the sideline and puts the Yellow Jackets up 2 scores.
Yep, with 2:10 left here in the first quarter, Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Here is a snap, hold, kick, and it is through the uprights. Extra point is what they stopped. They blew it dead. Yep. Okay, gotcha.
Looks like maybe Southern Lab off sides, but in high school, once you cross that neutral zone, they blow it dead. We don't get a chance to refuse it.
Yep, so here is the call. It is offsides against Southern Lab.
That was just a really nice catch on the sideline there by Sean,
Yes.
and really good to see. He had a great catch early in the game last week, but had one in the second half that, boy, he wants back. He missed a crosser coming across the middle of the field and dropped it. He had a catch, maybe could have gone for a touchdown, but he's making up for it tonight.
Dylan Johnson, the holder. Bravo to attempt the extra point. Here's a snap, hold, kick, and this one is no good. Wow, he misses that one, so he pushes that one. I guess it had to be pushed to the right from this angle, but with 2:10 left here in the first quarter, Yellow Jackets 13, Southern Lab 0. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bravo will kick it off from the 40-yard line. It will hit at the 10-yard line. It's going to be picked up at the 5. Now coming to the near side at the 10. Now we'll try to bounce it upfield, and that will be brought down about the 15-yard line. But it does bring us to another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It is Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. What do you got, Mitch?
We have a 45-yard scoring drive for the Yellow Jackets. It took 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Finished up with our favorite, John Goldman to Sean Goldman touchdown pass. About a 14-yard touchdown pass there. And with 2:10 left in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets take a 13-0 lead as the extra point sailed just wide right.
And that is your Bernie Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. All right, first and 10 for Southern Lab. They will start this drive at their own 16-yard line. Richard from the shotgun, going to look to throw quickly. He does, and he finds his receiver. That is going to be Robillard, and that is a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
Well, it's hard for you to see that number for Robillard because I saw white number 11, Cedric Polk, swallow him up as soon as he caught it. So great job on the pass coverage by our senior inside linebacker, Cedric Polk, to stop that after just a 2 or 3 yard gain.
It will make it second down and 8 after a 2-yard pickup there. Second down and 8.
He's hurt down in the backfield. Yeah.
All right, got an injury on the field. They're going to take an injury timeout.
He's standing up already.
He got up pretty quick.
Yep, I think that's who got tackled right there. Then, like I said, Cedric Polk was there quickly to hit him as soon as he called it. Yeah, they've been pretty quick in the timeouts here,
Yes,
getting
they
in and
have.
out. They don't waste any time on the sidelines. Those refs get them back out and start action quick.
Go ahead and remind you that we come to you on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. If you are watching, be sure you give it a like and subscribe. Keeps you up to date on all things that we are doing here at DS Jacket Vision. And, of course, we are on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Great to have you all along here with us for a Thursday night edition of Yellow Jackets football. Going to be a long weekend for the crew here this week and next week. So I'm going to head down to the camp this weekend and put my feet up and get a little R&R, throw the crab traps out, see what happens.
I'm going to try and rest the voice. I don't have to yell, go Tigers, or anything like that this weekend. I can just sit and watch football and keep my mouth shut.
Second down and 8 for Southern Lab. Now ball is at their own 18-yard line. Richard will get the snap. He will hand it off. In the backfield, being stood up is going to be Hunter, and it's going to be third down now for Southern Lab as they will have it third and long.
You know, if I'm being honest, I don't think I yelled "Go Tigers" too much last weekend.
Say, did you yell "Go Tigers"?
Not a lot last weekend. It didn't come out a whole lot.
I heard a few people just say, I was so upset I just turned it off at the half.
I didn't turn it off, but I didn't do a whole lot.
You probably wish you would have.
Celebrating in the second half.
Third down and 11 for Lab. Ball at their own 15-yard line. Richard from the shotgun. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Yellow Jackets showing pressure. He is going to step up in the pocket now. Keeps it himself at the 15-yard line to the 20. Going to be brought down at his own 22-yard line, but it will be fourth down for Southern Lab.
So once again on third and long, Coach Prescott decides to bring pressure. And we got there off the edge. Cedric Polk was lined up outside, coming off the right end. Quarterback flushed out of the pocket and was trying to make his room up for a first down. Dexter Ricard, the sophomore quarterback for Southern Lab. Caden Allen was there. Ricard did a good job of making him miss, but the time it took to juke him and slow his feet down allowed the rest of the Jackets to get there.
As we getting close to the end of the first quarter, it's not going to be a very long punt right there.
He almost kicked his
personal
protector. His personal protector right in front of him. He almost kicked him, and I think that changed the angle of the punt and sent it straight up in the air.
So it will be 36-yard line where Yellow Jackets going to get. There's only 4 seconds left here, so we will take this to the end of the quarter. Here in just a moment, Yellow Jackets will come out. Great starting position again for Denham Springs, Mitch. They have been in.
We don't want to go to commercial because I think we may take a shot at the end zone this first play.
Right, yes. How'd you know that?
I'm thinking right here, 13-0. We get starting to drive at the 36-yard line. We've been running. Let's go hammer a deep shot on them right here.
All right, let's see if offensive coordinator Mitch Covington agrees. Coach Ryan Fournier. Let's see. All right, it will be first and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They lead it 13-0 over Southern Lab. 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. It is Goldman from the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the far sideline. Here is a snap. Picks the handoff to Landry. Looks to throw. He does. That is going to be caught by Brenton Paul inside the 25-yard line. It'll be a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry. And Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. It is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Cater your next party at Big Mike's. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First quarter in the books here from Mumford Stadium. Denham Springs 13, Southern Lab 0. Mitch, you had 2 possessions in the first quarter. You're starting your third one into the second quarter. 2 touchdowns. Can't write that up any better.
But we haven't had to go long for our touchdown.
Right about that.
So we had a 22-yard scoring drive and a 45-yard scoring drive. This one started with great field position again.
Going to be first and 10. It will be at the Lab 24-yard line.
This guy's offside. Oh, he backed up. I said they were offsides on the defensive end here, but he moved back.
Goldman will have it from the shotgun, has Landry in the backfield. Here is a snap. We'll hand it off to Landry. Landry has some space. He's at the 20, the 15, stays on his feet, gets to the 13-yard line, where it will be another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Come book your next party in one of Big Mike's banquet rooms. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
I don't know if it's going on in the YouTube chat, but on my phone chat, Coach Brad John, former Denham Springs Yellow Jacket quarterback, he thinks the punt did hit the personal protector earlier. And look, some lessons you learn the hard way. As a personal protector, you can't back up. But if you back up any, that football may end up right around your head.
From the Lab 13-yard line, handoff in the backfield to Landry. Landry gets to the 10 and will be brought down at the Lab 9-yard line.
And it happens occasionally. Guys get kicked by the punter right in the middle of the back or in the helmet. And
well, Coach Bradshaw, he's always kind of our extra set of eyes out there. He's in tune to knowing what to look for, and we appreciate him, of course.
He said Crystal Dew's giving great camera shot right there.
I've heard that
so.
as well. I've heard that as well. Good job, Chris. 2nd and 6 now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman, quarterback keeper, as he is going to be brought down at the 13-yard line, so he picks up about a yard on the carry. 8-yard line.
In that first quarter, and then here at the very beginning of the second quarter, Enzo Landry's been doing a great job running the football. He's finding some running room, not popping all 20, 30-yard runs, but he's getting 6, 7, 8 yards a time, and that's really good to set up the Yellow Jackets, keeping ahead of the chains, running powerful with the football as well.
Makes it 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets. Call it 3rd and 6, ball at the 8-yard line of Southern Lab. Goldman from the shotgun gets the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it quickly. He's got Trey Sills on the far side. It is going to be a touchdown. Trey Sills, his first of the night.
Spreading the ball around now. Everybody's getting a touch a little bit. Trey Sills lined up in the slot right there, ran a quick out. Once he called it, he had the first down, but then he broke 2 tackles from the Southern Lab defenders. 2 guys hit him. He bounced off of it, wanted to find the end zone, and so Trey Sills ends up with the touchdown, and now the Yellow Jackets have opened up a good lead right here very early in this game.
Yep, just on the way here in the second quarter, and it is Denham Springs 19. Jonathan Bravo going to try to make it 20. Here's the snap, hold, kick, and this one is through the uprights. Extra point is good. 10-14 left here in this first half. Yellow Jackets 20, Kittens 0. Back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets Football. Brings us to another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It is Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Gianna Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Mitch, all yours.
That was a 1:50 scoring drive. The Yellow Jackets only needed 36 yards, and we finished it up with a John Goldman to Trey Sills, 8-yard touchdown pass, and the Johnny Bravo extra point was good, so the Yellow Jackets take a 20-0 lead with 10-14 left in the second quarter.
That is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. Bravo with a squib kick now will be fielded at the 30 and going down at the 35-yard line. That is going to be Ramaj Flowers on the return.
I was going to comment on some in the past. I think we want our sky kicks landing at about the 30. We want the up back receivers catching it. That's a couple of less blockers in front, and we're closer to them when they do catch it. The last 2 kicks, Bravo kicked them a little bit deeper, and they got into the hands of the deep returners. And that first one, they got all the way back across midfield with a great return. That time, Coach Beard said, we're not going to give up that chance again, and went with a squib kick to keep it to the short guys.
Will be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. They will start this drive at their own 35-yard line. A Richard from the shotgun. He is looking to throw, has some time, steps up in the pocket, fires it. It is going to be incomplete around midfield. Intended receiver was Jaden Hatch.
That was one of the few times that Ricard had a little bit of time to throw. They come out passing on first down. The Yellow Jackets didn't have a blitz dialed up. The Southern Lab offensive line did a good job protecting him, and he just wasn't able to connect on the completion across the middle.
All right, 2nd and 10 now for Southern Lab. They're on 35-yard line. Richard will working from the shotgun, 4 receiver set with 2 to either side. Here is a snap, looking for the option play. He does. It is going to be option 2 Hunter, and Hunter will be wrapped up for a loss on the play as he'll lose about a yard.
And Bryson Smith right there was ready to make that play. Knowing your responsibilities. He wasn't responsible for the quarterback on the option play. Trust his inside defenders to take that. When the pitch gets to the outside guy, Bryson was right there to make a tackle for a loss. That's his second tackle for a loss tonight.
I got to apologize. I've been saying Richard. It's Ricard. My mistake. We'll have that fixed now. That is Ricard, not Richard. Ricard will drop back. He will look to throw. He does. That is going to be caught at midfield, and it is going to be a first down for the Kittens. On the reception is Weatherspoon, and it is first down. The Southern Lab moves the chains.
Well, I believe I have been saying it correctly, but with my voice the way it is right now,
I don't know if
I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I wasn't able to help you out on that one.
Southern Lab going quickly now. They get into Yellow Jackets territory. Ricard from the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line. Will hand it off in the backfield to Hunter. Hunter's finding some space as he is wrapped up and he escapes a tackle or two and ends up with a nice first down run.
He did a good job of wiggling in and out of trouble right there. We kind of played base the first few plays, and as I mentioned, Ricard had some time to throw that set of downs. So that time, Coach Prescott said after they completed the third down pass, let's get back after it, bring some pressure. We had several guys in the backfield, but Terrence Hunter did a good job of making 2 or 3 guys miss and picked up some positive yards.
Ricard now will work it on 2nd and 5 from the Yellow Jacket 42-yard line. Has Hunter in the backfield with him. Here is a snap. Has time to throw. Throws it downfield, looking for Weatherspoon, and it is going to be in. Did he catch it and the flag?
He didn't get it. No, he didn't get the ball.
Didn't get the ball. Okay, so incomplete with the flag, yes.
And that's what we're a little bit worried about tonight with being short in the secondary with, from the post-game activities last week. However, that's one of our regulars, Jaden Washington, out there. Southern Lab just went with a straight go route. I think Washington felt the guy had a step on him, so he went ahead and grabbed him. In NFL, that'd be a 30-yard penalty.
Be, yep.
In high school football, it's just a 15-yard penalty. So if you feel like you're beat, go ahead and get your hands on them right there. Don't give them a chance for the super big play. And although it is going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for Southern Lab, it's not going to be inside the red zone yet.
8:29 left here in this first half. It is Yellow Jackets 20, Kittens 0. And it will be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. They will have it at the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun. 4 receiver set yet again with 2 to either side. Here is a snap. And we've got a flag on the play. Nope, we've got a timeout called. So Southern Lab will take their second of the half. We will take it with them as well with 8:27 left here in the half. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
Welcome back into Yellow Jackets Football. 8:27 left here in the first half. It is Denham Springs 20, Southern Lab 0. A couple of shout-outs here real quick. We've got Tyree Goldman in the chat tonight, watching on YouTube there at DS Jacket Vision.
Do you think Tyree was cheering for that Sean Goldman touchdown pass?
I know he was. And then we got Miss Tietta in Dallas. Great to have you all along with us. Active chat going on from what I hear. And then I also want to give a shout-out to on-site producer Darren Furente's mom and dad watching back in Denham Springs. So great to have you all along with us. Going to be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab from the Yellow Jacket 27-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun dances around, throws it towards the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete off the fingertips of there. I believe that was Weatherspoon again that he was trying to get to, and it is nice pass right there by Ricard, though.
Yep, good little corner route right there. They had a step or two maybe to try and get that completion, but Trendon Matuara coming from his safety position was able to get there right at the last moment and break it up. But this drive here, Ricard's had a little bit of time to throw the ball, he's finding some receivers, and that's just something to think about. Like, if you want to bring that more pressure, he didn't have time a lot in the first quarter. In fact, Coach Beard's going to call a timeout.
Coach Beard will take a timeout because he didn't like what he saw there. So Yellow Jackets take their first timeout of the half. We take it with them as well. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
Bank Plus, together with Zelle, makes it easy to send money straight from your smartphone to friends, family, the yard guy, babysitters, or millions of others with access to Zelle. So yeah, pretty much anyone. And of course, they can all send you money too. Settle that dinner tab with Zelle. It's free, fast, and secure. And right in the Bank Plus mobile app. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply.
So we're welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. We see all of y'all there watching at DS Jacket Vision. Just always remember to give it a like and subscribe. Share it to your family and friends. Get the good word out, as we like to say, Mitch.
We should have a good attendance, I would believe, tonight on Thursday.
Yes.
You know, Friday night, more people able to get out and travel, make the road games, but being a school night or a work night for a lot of people, they might want to just stay home and enjoy it on DS Jacket Vision, joining us on YouTube.
Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at John Fine Productions as well. Going to be 2nd and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 27-yard line for the Kittens. Ricard will drop back. Pressure is coming. Going to keep it himself now. He's at the 30, the 25, to the 20. Stays on his feet. Pushed out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Should be a first down for Southern Lab.
That was really good speed by Ricard. I thought Cedric Polk had the angle on him and was going to make that tackle at about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21, but Ricard got to the corner and picked up enough to get a first down for the Southern Lab Kittens.
Yep, will be 1st and 10. They will have it at the Denham Springs 16-yard line now. I think this is the deepest they've gotten into Yellow Jacket territory so far on the night. On 1st and 10, Ricard from the shotgun will step up, give some instructions to his line. In the backfield is going to be Hatch. Here is the snap. We'll option it to Hunter, who was to his left, and Hunter will be stood up at the 15-yard line and get about a yard on the carry.
They've been watching some Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow Florida tape right there. Looked like option going out to the right side with a pitch guy ahead of him, but flipped it up underneath to a trailing running back, so a little shovel pass, trying to get underneath there. But the Yellow Jacket defense was flowing and wasn't fooled on the play.
And, Southern Lab does a lot of option plays, and Coach Beard said, with this going to be a game where they're a little outmanned, they may not go to it as much because they got districts they're looking forward to. Ricard on 2nd down and 9 from the shotgun. Trying to find some space. He does, but now he's going to fire it towards the goal line. It's going to be about the 5-yard line. Intended receiver was Weatherspoon, and it is 3rd down for Southern Lab.
On the initial route, I thought Jamar Gardner was running a little out route. If he'd have turned up the field to the end zone quicker, I think Ricard would have had time to find him. He was running out route, but he wasn't open initially. Jackets had good coverage. If he just turned up the sideline and got to the end zone quicker, Ricard could have found him, but he'd already taken his eyes off of him and looked backside. Trendon McTwire, once again, with good coverage on that pass.
On 3rd and 9 from the Yellow Jacket 16-yard line, Ricard looking to throw again, fires it towards the end zone. It is going to be caught, and in for the touchdown is Jace Wright. Touchdown, Southern Lab Kittens.
I'd have to see the replay on that. Somewhere, Jaden Washington, Trendon McTwire, one of them was covering. Who caught the touchdown pass? Who was it?
Oh, that was Wright. Jace Wright.
One of them was covering him, but thought the throw went to a receiver at the front of the end zone and broke off of him to cover the receiver at the front of the end zone, but it was going to the back of the end zone, and we left them uncovered. Just they saw the ball in the air and thought it was going to a different guy and broke on the ball, but that's not where the ball was going.
All right, so Kittens will go for 2 here. So we'll keep the offense on the field. Ricard from the shotgun has Hunter in the backfield lined up to his left. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 out to the far. 2-point play on the way. Ricard will throw it. It is going to be incomplete off the fingertips of Jace Wright, and 2-point play is no good. And with 7:22 left here in the half, it is Denham Springs 20, Southern Lab 6. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
You already know that State Farm agent Brandy Robertson offers great service, but what you probably didn't know is that State Farm also has surprisingly great rates on auto insurance. In fact, customers call them jaw-dropping. And the surprise isn't reserved for just some. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson has surprisingly great rates for everyone in Denham Springs. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Just be sitting down when you do. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. It is now Denham Springs 20, Southern Lab 6, with 7:22 left here in this first half. Southern Lab will be kicking off to the Yellow Jackets.
First time they've kicked off tonight.
Steps up. Here's a kick. It is end over end. It's going to hit at the 30. Going to be picked up by the Yellow Jackets around there. Get to the 35 and still fighting, trying to get to the 40 where I believe he will.
I think that's Enzo Landry.
Is that Enzo? I couldn't tell over there in that pile.
Looked a lot like him. Can't tell. That was either 28 or 29. His shoulders, his jersey's all scrunched up, so it's hard to see right there. Possibly with Skylar Williams, sophomore defensive back. But a nice return after he picked it up off the turf. Got about 12, 13 yards. Get it out to the Southern Lab 40-yard line.
Quick programming
Not the Southern
note
Lab, it's the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. My bad.
Quick programming note here for the Whistle Stop halftime report. We had Deshaun Spears, former Yellow Jacket and former Yellow Jacket and current LSU Tiger, was scheduled to be here. Here's 1st and 10 for Goldman. Goldman will get it out to Trey Seals. Trey Seals across the midfield gets to the 40-yard line. Oh, is that Brenton Paul? I'm sorry, it looked like Seals. My mistake.
You were right. No, you were right. That was Trey Seals. I was wrong.
Don't come on.
That was my mistake.
I don't get it right often.
But
so
you were
let me
right. That was Trey Seals. This little bunch set up top. They only had 2 defenders over our 3 guys, so we threw it to Trey. Hayden Ray was up in front blocking. Matthew Duvall was blocking as well.
1st and 10. Ball is on the turf as it was 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Southern Lab. But we got to get our Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down there, because at Big Mike's they have live music on the weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. So second bad snap we've seen here by the Yellow Jackets where the ball ends up on the turf. First time Enzo Landry was able to pick it up. This time is going to be a loss for Denham Springs. Quickly.
Go ahead.
Just want to say that we were supposed to have Deshaun Spears lined up here at the half. Unfortunately, he thought the game was on Friday night, which a lot of people, thought it was. It was originally. You're correct. A soccer matchup here tomorrow changed this one, so that's why it's on Thursday. So he will not be able to join us, but we will have a previously recorded interview with Mr. Robert Graves. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 13 now. Goldman will hand it off in the backfield. That will be Brenton Paul, who gets to the Southern Lab 41-yard line. Will be 3rd and long now for Yellow Jackets.
So we're moving our football game because of a soccer game tomorrow night, right?
Yes, correct.
I'll keep my thoughts quiet on that one. We may have some soccer fans that listen in to the broadcast.
Well, it's Southern and Prairieville, I believe. And Prairieville, who's in
Prairie View?
Prairie View. Jeez, yes. Whew. We're gonna get it right.
I guess Southern gets priority on their own field.
I would think so. 3rd and 12 now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman gets a snap out of the shotgun, rolls to his left. He will fire it. It is going to be
intercepted
or incomplete. It is going to be waiting for the call here. I think they're looking to say out of bounds on our far sideline.
They're discussing on if they had to feed in bounds or not. But that was a late throw. I never thought Hayden Ray was really open on that one. 2 Southern Lab defenders were there trying to break on the throw. They're going to call it incomplete. So we got away with that one. Hopefully here we're going to have a chance. Luke Wilson's coming out on the field, going to try and pin them back deep. Last week he did a good job punting it back to the 5-yard line.
Talk about his plays. Talk about his play last week.
He's done a great job all year long of helping flip some field position for us. He does that little half rugby kick, and I heard Coach Beard describing, when there has been contact on him as a punter, like if he's still in the tackle box, the flag can be thrown. He doesn't quite run 3, 4, 5 steps with it, but just about 2 quick steps. Gives the recover team a little chance to get down the field.
Witherspoon will be back to receive for the Southern Lab Kittens. Wilson will get the punt off. It hits at the 20. Takes a favorable bounce for Southern Lab as it will get to the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
And more, Paul. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Did you know that you no longer need a doctor's order to attend physical therapy in the state of Louisiana? This is Ben Wilson from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, reminding you that if you have an injury, nagging pain, or if you want to simply improve your overall health and well-being, come see us at Peak Performance. Gladly serving the fine people of Livingston Parish for over 20 years, now with 3 locations including Denham Springs, Watson, and Maurepas. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. 1st and 10 for the Southern Lab Kittens from the 28. As we were coming back there, Ricard with a quick throw. Actually, the ball went over him a little bit. He's able to pick it up.
I didn't think it hit the ground or anything, but it went off his hands, the quarterback's hands, Ricard, and he had to turn around, pick it up off the turf. And then Yellow Jacket Rush was getting to him. He tried to throw it quickly. Lucas Gillen was there with pretty good coverage at the end of the play for an incomplete pass.
Was looking for Jace Wright on the pass, incomplete. So it is 2nd down and 10 for Southern Lab from their own 28-yard line. 22-6. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Flag on the play.
They'll have their choice of saying which of the 3 Yellow Jacket down linemen was offsides, because about 3 of them were. You know, that punt, Southern Lab had pressure not up the middle, because Luke Wilson normally rolls to his right. They brought pressure kind of from the right edge, and that's right where Luke Wilson was trying to get to, and he kind of had to double pump it a little bit. And that threw all the timing off and the momentum. And then as he kicked it, the ball had a lot of awkward spin on it and landed and bounced backwards. So not a great net punt there for the Jackets. And Southern Lab trying to get back on the board again after they did score last possession.
2nd and 5 now from their own 33-yard line. Ricard going to look to throw again. He fires it. Intended receiver was Hatch, and it is going to be incomplete as he was throwing it about the 40-yard line of Southern Lab. So it brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, Jaden Hatch didn't want to go too high to try and catch that one. Throws a little bit high. Cedric Polk was right there to make a hit if Jaden Hatch wasn't able to get down on the ground quick enough with it. So that was a dangerous throw. Polk was there for a little bit of a hit, but nothing malicious, and nobody was injured on the play.
All right, makes it 3rd down and 5. Ricard from his own 33-yard line. Ball is going to be on the turf again, and he is going to have to cover it up. So it's going to go back to 4th and 10 now for Southern Lab. So seeing a little bit of exchange. What is that, the 3rd time it's kind of hit the turf?
Yep, that was 2nd time in these 3 plays, and that one for sure skipped back there. The first one may have been a little bit offline. It was higher in the air, but it bounced off Ricard's hands. On the 3rd down play right here, that ball skipped back there on the turf. Ricard did a good job just to recover it, but Southern Lab didn't have a good punt last time. Like we mentioned, we think it hit the personal protector in the back when he tried to punt the one earlier. But the Yellow Jackets with Brenton Paul. Is that Brenton Paul standing at midfield?
It was Brenton Paul standing right around
hoping
midfield.
To get some real good field position after this one.
On 4th and 11 from their own 27-yard line, here is the punt. It is end over end, and it is going to hit around midfield, and it is going to take a bounce. And
my goodness,
I thought it hit out of bounds, but that's going to end up a big swing right there.
That was about a 23, 24-yard bounce downfield.
4:49 left here in the first half. It is Denham Springs 20, Southern Lab 6. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad One Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome you back in to Yellow Jackets football, it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will start this drive at their own 30-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun will pick the handoff. We'll throw it to Hayden Ray, and nice defensive play right there. We're going to give that to, I can't make up the number, Mitch. I'm sorry.
His jersey's tucked up underneath his shoulder pads, and they're scrunched up, hard to see. But I know we were throwing it to Hayden Ray. I know that much. Trying to bubble screen out top, but the linebacker did a really good job of flying to the football and got there right as the ball did and was able to break it up. So the Jackets are playing 2nd and 10.
They will play it from their own 30-yard line with 4:44 left here in the half. Goldman from the shotgun will keep it himself. He fakes the handoff to Brenton Paul, and he'll be brought down at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 10 quickly here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, after 3 good drives, it ended in touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets. Last drive stalled and didn't end up where we wanted it. And then this one right here, 2 plays, haven't picked up a yard yet, so facing 3rd and 10. So a big down right here. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. We'd like to get a first down, keep that clock moving, not give Southern Lab the ball back before halftime, but going to have to get a big conversion right here to do that.
3rd down and 10. It is Goldman from the shotgun from his own 30-yard line. Has pressure coming. Going to roll now. He's going to throw on the run. Has Hayden Ray at the 40-yard line. The 45 across midfield. Far sideline will tiptoe out of bounds around the Southern Lab 40-yard line. Make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Visit Big Mike's website and check them out on Facebook. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First down, Yellow Jackets.
And John Goldman held onto that ball until just the last minute as he got close to crossing the 30-yard line, which was the original line of scrimmage. He got rid of it before he crossed. Hayden Ray was sitting on the sideline right there. His defender left to try and tackle John Goldman, who was scrambling, and then Hayden Ray was able to get up the sideline for a 15-yard completion.
Well, they said he tiptoed out of bounds at his own 45-yard line. I thought he had got all the way to the Lab 40. Here's another quick screen pass on the far sideline to Trey Seals, and he will go out of bounds around midfield.
Even though it wasn't past midfield, it was 15 yards, and it was past the first down marker. So
all we needed was move those sticks on 3rd and 10.
Big Mike's first down, so...
3:51 left here in this first half. Again, coming up for the Whistle Stop Halftime Report, it'll be a previously recorded interview with Mr. Robert Graves, who is not so busy tonight with the Robert Graves scoreboard. There's only a few games going on. Here's another screen pass. Trey Sills, far sideline, gets across the midfield, and he will go out of bounds around the Southern Lab 40-yard line this time, making a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Big Mike's delivers through Grubhub or DoorDash. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
That's the 3rd time in the last 2 drives. We've had a little bunch set of receivers up on the left side. We just thrown a quick little screen out there to Trey Seals. He's getting behind Hayden Ray and Matthew Duvall, and they're blocking for him, and we're picking up good yards.
On 1st and 10, Goldman going to look to throw. He does. He has Goldman at the 27-yard line of Southern Lab. Goldman to Goldman connection is complete, and that's another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. At Big Mike's, they are children-friendly with great food, and they are locally owned by our good friend, Mr. Big Mike O'Neill.
Sean Goldman down here, just straight up one-on-one coverage, had big cushion. The defender was about 8-9 yards off, so he ran a little quick slant on the inside and was able to pick up the necessary completion.
From the 26-yard line of Lab, it will be Goldman. Will hand it off in the backfield. That is going to be Brenton Paul. Gets across the 25, tackled at the Southern Lab 23-yard line.
But it keeps that clock moving. And as I mentioned a while ago, once we got that first down, we could keep the clock rolling. The perfect world would be to score with this about 30 seconds or so left in the first half and not give Southern Lab another chance to have a real threat before halftime.
Going to be 2nd down for the Yellow Jackets, 2nd and 6 from the 27-yard line of Southern Lab. Goldman from the shotgun will get the snap, fakes the handoff, will look to throw, has Trey Seals near sideline at the 20-yard line, and Seals will be stopped there, but he will get across the 20. Looks like they're going to mark him about the Southern Lab 19-yard line. Going to be shy of the first down, make it 3rd down and 3?
Yep, got to get to the 16 for a first down. Possibly 2-down territory right here. If we didn't get any yards, that's going to be looking at about a 36-yard field goal. Johnny Bravo does have the leg for it.
Yeah, I was inside the 20. He's going to be pretty good.
Last week we missed the 37-yarder, but he just missed it wide left. It wasn't that he didn't have enough leg for it, but might be a spot you try and take 2 downs and go ahead and get the first down.
3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets from the Lab 19-yard line. Pistol formation. Goldman will fake the handoff. Looks to throw. He does. Trey Seals has it at the 15. He's at the 10. He'll be going out of bounds on the far sideline at the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Make that another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike's.
They got a guy down on the field, so timeout with that one.
Yep. So we got a Southern Lab kitten on the far sideline over there. Thank you, guys. We will take a injury timeout. Minute 53 left here in the half. Denham Springs 20, Southern Lab 6. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Ames.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op.
your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. DIMCO, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. It is first and goal for Denham Springs, Southern Lab 5-yard line. It is Goldman from the shotgun. Waiting for the snap. Sends a man in motion. That's Trey Seals. Here is the snap. We'll give it into the belly of Brenton Paul, who'll be stood up at the 5-yard line for no gain.
You know, Coach Fournier has a lot of options with his Yellow Jacket offense this year. We've mentioned that before. A lot of good skill players. We've had games we've called Hayden Ray's name out a lot. We've had games Brenton Paul's had big moments. Sean Goldman a lot of times. Well, tonight seems to be the Trey Seals game. Trey's got about 5 receptions already. He's got a touchdown, and he's racking up a lot of yards at the receiver position.
On second and goal from the 6-yard line, so they'll say he lost a yard on the carry. It is Goldman from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Quick throw to the end zone. Hayden Ray. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
That's just a tough play. That's that little RPO that Sean can hand it off to Brenton Paul on the inside, but if he sees linebackers take one step forward to try and stop the run, you got Hayden Ray streaking through the front of the end zone right there. He pulls it, throws a quick dart to Hayden Ray, good hands on the catch, and a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Mitch, they scored too quick. You wanted it to be 30 seconds left. It was going to be a minute 17
I won't
left.
ever complain about scoring too quick. I said a perfect world you'd score with less than 30 seconds.
There you go. Okay.
Go ahead and take the points when you get them.
Jonathan Bravo's extra point is going to be through the uprights and good. And with minute 17 left here in the first half, it is Denham Springs 27 and Southern Lab 6. Back after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
And we welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. Denham Springs 27, Southern Lab 6. It is time for the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. All right, Mitch.
That was the longest scoring drive of the night for the Yellow Jackets. It was 70 yards. It took 3 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock. It was a John Goldman to Hayden Ray touchdown pass at the end, 6-yard touchdown pass. The Yellow Jackets take a 27-6 lead with a minute 17 left in the second quarter.
And that is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. Bravo's kick will dribble out of bounds, so it'll be a flag. So Southern Lab will get this 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line with a minute 17 left. Mitch, we're going to get you a medicine ball at the half. How about that?
Hey. We're going to make it through tonight, and then hopefully we got till next Thursday to get everything back on track and get it back to normal.
All right, so Southern Lab starting at their own 35-yard line. See what they try to do with a minute 17 left here. It's going to be pedal to the floor here, I would imagine.
Ricard has showed ability to make
some
good throws, and also if he gets loose, he's got good wheels and can run as well, so I would think they're going to try and go get some points on the board, knowing that Yellow Jackets are going to get possession to start the second half.
Ricard from the 35 gets it out of the shotgun, has pressure coming. He's going to be wrapped up, and he throws the ball out of his hand. That makes it a live ball, and it is going to be recovered back at the 20-yard line, or is that an incomplete pass?
It was incomplete. They called it forward.
They called it.
But
Okay, there you
it's
go.
also going to be called intentional grounding. Referee in the back saw that there was not a receiver out in that area, went ahead and dropped the flag. And all that's going to do is just hurt Debo Scott's stats because Debo was back there for the sack. He had Ricard down by the ankle, was trying to get him to the ground. Ricard threw it away at the end before he went to the ground, but that is going to be intentional grounding. So they'll mark off 5 yards from where he threw it and also lose a down. So that's going to be a second and really long now.
So at this point, Mitch, do you take a knee and take it to the half, or are you still
can't
trying to
take
go?
a knee because Denham has all of our timeouts. We got 2 timeouts. We did call one.
We did
earlier.
take one, yes.
So you take a knee now. Denham will probably call a timeout and force you to try and punt, which some success on one punt, but not success on the other. So,
well, I guess my question is, if you were Coach Beard, would you just take it to the half at this point if they were to take a knee? Nonetheless, on 1st and 23, Ricard will hand it off in the backfield to Hunter, and Hunter goes off the right side and will be tackled at his own 28-yard line.
And then Coach Beard's answered your question.
So there's
your call timeout.
Ask and you shall receive. All right, timeout called by the Yellow Jackets with 56 seconds left here in the half. Back after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Am I back on? Yep, there we go. It is on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. As always, give it a like and subscribe. But here we've got a lively bunch here on a Thursday night. You've got...
I don't recall saying anything negative about soccer.
Hey,
I said I was going to keep. I said I was going to keep my comments silent.
Hey,
so,
well, I think that
what
was
if
enough.
What if my real comment was, I love soccer. It's the best sport. That might have been what I was going to say. I just said I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, y'all better watch where you step around here, fellas. 3rd and 17 now for Southern Lab. It is at their own 28-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun with a 4-receiver set. Here is a snap. Pressure's coming. He's going to be hit and brought down for a loss on the play. Debo Scott with a sack deep in the backfield, and it is going to be a timeout called again by the Yellow Jackets, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout here to set up the punt return.
Yep. All right, so 49 seconds left here, Mitch.
And just to finish that, I mean, I know the Denham Springs Lady Jackets have had a lot of success with soccer recently.
Now he's digging out.
The boys soccer team last year, of course, we kept talking about that during the basketball playoffs because that was basketball playoffs, soccer playoffs was all going on at the same time. They made a run all the way to the state semifinals. And, both those teams expect to have a lot of success again in the upcoming year.
Absolutely. And I think the conversation started with why we were playing on a Thursday night because it was an originally scheduled Friday night game, and Deshaun Spears was going to be with us, and that was the domino effect that started Mitch getting the chat riled up yet again.
This time it's our own folks. Last night I got Central going. I didn't care about that one. I don't want to hurt the home folks though. We want to keep the home guys on our side.
Going to be 4th down and 25 now for Southern Lab. Ball is back at their own 19-yard lines. They will send the punt team out. It is Brenton Paul standing back at the Southern Lab 45-yard line. Here is the kick, well over the head of Paul. Back at the Yellow Jacket 35-yard line. He will pick it up, coming to the near sideline. He's at the 40, the 45, going to be brought down at the 47-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. So Yellow Jackets with one timeout left, right?
I believe we're
or did they
out
use
of
them all?
timeouts.
Okay,
we
use that third one.
It shows one on the scoreboard, but we called one earlier on defense.
Thank you.
We called one earlier on defense and then 2 in that last drive. So 41 seconds, no timeouts. We are 53 yards away from the end zone, but maybe just 33 yards away from field goal territory. So I think Coach Beard would like to use this, and Coach Fournier is another learning opportunity, a chance to get out on the field on a game night against another opponent. Can we work our 2-minute offense and get some more points on the board?
This is a great opportunity to do it right here on 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. It will be Goldman from the shotgun, trips out to the far side, sends Landry in motion. Here is the snap. He has pressure coming. He's going to throw this one out of bounds as he had absolutely nowhere to go on that one. But give credit to the big fella right there, Creston Hawkins, as he was pressuring Goldman and flushed him out of the pocket.
I got to be honest, I thought we were setting up a great screen right there because there was about 3 green and gold jerseys in the backfield, but that wasn't a screen pass. They just got through our offensive line that quickly. So good effort right there by the Southern Lab defensive front, forced John Goldman to get rid of the ball, and he did have a receiver in the area. He threw it over his head to save a sack.
On 2nd and 10, Goldman now will throw it quickly, has Sean at the 47, and he will be pushed out of bounds, but his forward progression, they will have him, we'll see where they mark it down. 22 seconds left as the clock continues to run.
Well, now I'm going to argue with this. They ruled him forward possession so he wasn't out of bounds, but they didn't mark it where his possession
You're right
stopped.
about that because it's at the 49-yard line. He was well over midfield. On Goldman with 9 seconds left, has pressure coming. He escapes it, rolls, still on his feet. Now he will keep it himself, and he will go out of bounds at about the Southern Lab 45-yard line. Clock is stopped with 2 seconds left before the half.
All right. Well, can John throw the ball 50 yards to the end zone? We're about to find out.
I was about to say, we're going to find out.
This is going to be, I don't know, do we want to risk it? Because the last 2 plays, Southern Lab's pass rush has really gotten to John Goldman and thrown off the timing of the pass routes, and we're going to need some more protection if we're going to try and get these receivers 45 yards downfield to the end zone.
All right, so it will be 4th down for the Yellow Jackets, 4th and 3, ball at the 43-yard line of Southern Lab. Goldman trips to the far sideline, 1 to the near, drops back, going to fire it downfield, looking for Sean, and it is going to be incomplete, and that will bring us to the half. That will send us to the Whistle Stop Halftime Report, brought to you by the Whistle Stop, with the same great French cuisine and coffee with fast, friendly service, but now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. That is the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. We head to the half. It is Denham Springs 27, Southern Lab 6. When we return, it will be a previously recorded interview with John Fine and Denham Springs Hall of Famer and good friend of ours here at DS Jacket Vision and John Fine Sports Productions, Mr. Robert Gray. Stay with us. We're back after this on the Whistle Stop Halftime Report.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, milestone title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
This is John Fine with Denham Springs High School Athletic Hall of Famer Robert Graves. Robert, how are you?
Doing fine.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to take a look at 10 people that Robert's had the pleasure and privilege of working with throughout his esteemed career. Robert, let's start out with former Denham head football coach and principal Butch Wax.
Yeah, Butch and I have been friends now for 51 years. He's one of my closest friends. I started doing stats for him in 1975 when he took over the Denham Springs High School football program, and he is the winningest head football coach at Denham with 152 wins and 84 losses and 2 ties and 22 seasons.
Okay, next up is Big D, Lloyd DeGeneres, former Denham Springs head track coach, assistant football coach, and assistant principal.
Yes, Big D and I became real close friends. In fact, I taught him how to use Excel spreadsheets while he was assistant principal there at Denham. And one of his famous things he would tell me all the time that he would never have a computer, but he sure learned how to do Excel real fast. And he's the winningest track coach at Denham that Denham's ever had, to be a head track coach and not have a track at the school during the time that he was the track coach. And Denham was called the Sinless Wonders because they didn't have no cinders on no track with cinders. And also, in 1971, they won their 5th straight district title in track under him. And he was a teacher, coach, and administrator at Denham for 45 years.
Wow. Former Jacket football and baseball player and head football coach Drew Nettles.
Drew and I are very close friends. He in fact, he's still coaching at Zachary, as everyone knows, and assistant coach at Zachary. And he calls me once a week to check on me. So he's kind of, I tell him he's a son that I've never had. He was a 2-sport star in football and baseball at Denham, as you said. And he was a starting catcher as a freshman on the 1986 Class 4A state championship that Denham had in baseball. And Drew also still holds several defensive records at Denham, such as the most career pass interceptions with 12. And he's also the only player that's ever had the opportunity to run a block extra point back for 2 points for Denham in the late 80s when we played college football rules for 1 year. He picked up a blocked extra point that Hamlin was trying and returned it for 88 yards for 2 points for Denham. And he's also the 3rd winningest coach at Denham with 62 wins behind Coach Carlisle and Coach Butch Wax.
Former Jacket football and basketball player Kelvin Robertson.
One of the best athletes I've ever had the pleasure of watching and keeping stats for. Kevin was a rare football player, as you would say these days, because Kevin played both sides of the ball. He was a tailback on offense and a linebacker on defense all 4 years of his high school career. And in 1977, he's first-team All-District linebacker. 1978, first-team All-District running back and linebacker, and the district MVP on defense. In 1979, first-team All-District running back and linebacker and MVP on offense. He's also got the Parade All-American Award in 1979, and he's one of two players that has his jersey retired at Denham.
Present Denham Springs High School athletic trainer, former DSHS head softball coach. He is David Bourke.
David is another one of my friends. I consider one of my closest friends. In fact, we play video games together every now and then online. And David is, in my opinion, one of the best athletic trainers in the state of Louisiana. I've known David several years now, and a lot of people don't realize this, but he was also a head softball coach at Denham for 7 seasons from 2010 2016, and his playoff record was 12-6, and he was state runner-up twice in softball, in 5A softball, and his overall record was 130 wins and 80 losses.
Covington High School legendary football coach, the late Jack Salter.
Coach Salters taught me what it was like to be with him and Coach Wax during that time that I had the pleasure of covering Covington games. He was one of the kindest man you would ever want to meet, and he was a great coach. He coached 33 seasons at Covington and had 258 wins and 110 losses. And the Denham-Covington series dates back to even 1930, and Covington holds a series record of 23 wins, 13 losses, and 1 tie.
1930, that was your childhood, huh, Robert?
1930, oh yeah. And a quick fact about that, Covington wasn't called Covington High School at that time. They was called Lions, Lyons. And they later became Covington High School, and their mascot was Lions, Lions.
Former Plaquemine and Woodlawn coach Don Jones.
Coach Jones, I still contact him every now and then to check on him. He's retired now, but when I started in 75, he was the head coach at Plaquemine and later became a coach at head coach at Woodlawn, and we got to be real good friends. And he is one of several of my friends as coach that was inducted into the LHSA Hall of Fame in 2017.
Sometimes challenged by the English language, he is former Catholic High School and East Ascension High School coach Barrett Murphy.
Yeah, Coach Barrett, now I respect him very much. We're still friends. He got me involved while I was at Denham to do the stats for Red Stip All-Star games that they do in football, him and Coach Lorio, and they still do. He's co-chairman of that committee. And I met him in 75 at Cassett High, and he also is a member of the LHSA Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2009. But my respect for him as well is that he's a Marine vet.
Former Catholic High School coach Dale Weiner.
One of the nicest coaches you'd ever want to meet. Friendly. You can tell that he was a great coach, and he's passed it on to his son Neil. Neil is coaching at Dunham. I'm still friends with both of them, and he was a coach at Cassett High from 1987 to 2016. So that's over 30 years. And he was always treated me like I was on the coaching staff at Denham, and he was inducted into the LHSAA Hall of Fame in 2018.
Robert, I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't make your list, but nevertheless, great job, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. You didn't let me talk about Rusty Price, but that's fine too. Rusty just passed away last year, and he had 45 years at Broadmoor, and he was also a Marine vet. Thank you, John.
Okay, thank you. That's Robert Graves. I'm John Fine. Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome back in to the Whistle Stop halftime report, Denham Springs 27, Southern Lab 6. Good first half there for the Yellow Jackets. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington. Great to have you all along here with us. We've got Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, Chris Ledoux here working the camera, on-site producer Darren Ferrente, and executive producer John Fine. Thanks to Mr. John Fine and Mr. Robert Graves. Again, that was a previously recorded interview. And again, as we cannot get to Sean Spears here tonight, we thought we were going to have him, Mitch, but the Thursday night game threw that off a little bit. But nonetheless,
when he canceled, I thought we were going to get the Josh and Mitch comedy half hour. But I was getting ready. I was writing my jokes down.
Had your voice been better, we were going to do that. But I'm going to let you. We're giving you a break this one. But Mitch, looking at this first half for the Yellow Jackets, you punted the ball one time, twice. You ended up punting the ball twice, but you started off. Just working the ball down the field. You had good starting position. You took advantage of that. And, in this first half, you did about everything you need to do. Probably a couple of plays that you saw where you would have liked to have back or, just a little misfire here, but nothing to complain about here in this first half.
I just rolled through it in my head. I think we had 5 possessions, 4 touchdowns, 1 punt.
Okay, was it 1 punt? I thought it was, okay.
We had that 3rd and 10 on the last drive. We weren't in good shape, but then we got the first down and then moved forward after that, got the touchdown. So offense, that's what we asked before the game. Missing some players on defense tonight, missing one player on offense. So offense will have to kind of carry the load. They've done that so far. Other defensive players have stepped up, done a really good job, held Southern Lab to just 6 points here in the first half, done a real good job of getting after the quarterback in that first quarter. Second quarter, they kind of found a little bit of time, found some holes in the secondary, and got a couple completions and a couple good scrambles. But all in all, I think a really good first half.
And Denham Springs will get the ball to start the second half, so we'll see what they do there. And I just want to thank everybody again that is getting involved there on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Of course, always give it a like and subscribe. Very active chat. We're joking during the halftime there that Mitch has got the folks riled up again, which is always good. But we've got people like Coach Kyle Caskey, former offensive coordinator here at Denham Springs, watching. Darren Fuente's mom and dad watching back in Denham. We've got Tyree Goldman in Florida. We've got Dallas, Texas. We've got the state of Montana. We're covered all over, and we know that Denham Springs has got a huge listening and watching audience here tonight. Of course, it's always on Family Radio 91.9 FM and the web is on johnfineproductions.com as well. So, Mitch, for the second half here, Yellow Jackets just want to keep this one going and see, what your offense can do. You go in there at half and regroup, and I say regroup, you didn't really have to regroup. You're in a good spot right now, but what the game plan is coming out in the second half, knowing that next week you got to go on the road on a Thursday to play Live Oak.
Yeah, I think they started the game with a lot of run plays early on. I think the second half may get back to that. A lot of running plays early on, work that clock a little bit. We've got a comfortable lead, get the defense kind of sucking up on the run, and then maybe take a couple of shots deep. But I don't think you want to come out this half and, have Jean dropping back and throwing 25 passes in the second half. I'd like to get the running game going. We were successful in the first half with it. Wear Southern Lab down a little bit, and then find your spots to take your shots to the end zone.
All right, so that will do it for the Whistle Stop halftime report as we get a switch over to the field here. Yep, there you go. We will go ahead and do that and close it out here. That will do it for the Whistle Stop halftime report, brought to you by the Whistle Stop with the same great French cuisine and coffee with that fast, friendly service, but now locally owned by former Yellow Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. That is the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. All right, so second half action here. Getting ready to get underway from Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium.
On the bluff.
Boy, I'm going to miss this place next week.
Very comfortable for a broadcast.
Yes.
We are enjoying the hospitality here at Southern University in a nice, spacious press box for us to spread our paperwork out and be comfortable up here, because we know next week we're going to be back in the bleachers, sitting with the crowd.
And I'm glad you said that, because I want to give a quick shout out here to Mr. Willie Scott from Southern Lab. Got to visit with him as he let us in the booth here, and he came back and we did some info sharing amongst ourselves. He does the digital team here at Southern Lab, so it's always good to do that knowledge share and see what they have going here. And just want to, again, as you said, for the great hospitality, Mr. Willie Scott, thank you. You are one of the best. Southern Lab will kick it off to the Yellow Jackets to start this second half, and we are underway in the second half action. It is going to be picked up by the Yellow Jackets at the 15-yard line to the 20, the 25, the 30. Still on his feet at the 35, and that's where he will be stopped. I believe that was
Trey Seals.
Was that Trey Seals? Yep. Trey Seals was back to receive that one with Britton Paul, so you had that number 5 and 6 combo.
And then
but
it
will be
bounced
first
right
down.
in the middle of them, so like which one was picking it up? It was hard to tell, but they trick us a lot this year, number 5 and number 6. I was wrong earlier. You had it right, and I thought I was correcting you, and it was my mistake. So try and get that number 5 and number 6 figured out.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will start this drive at their own 36-yard line with a 27-6 lead over Southern Lab.
And then, like we mentioned before, I think Denham's will come out, try and pound the football a little bit, pick up some yards here, move the chains slowly, get that clock rolling.
Goldman from the shotgun on 1st and 10 will hand it off in the backfield. That's going to be Brenton Paul getting to the 40-yard line. About a nice 4-yard pickup right there by Brenton Paul on the first down carry.
And that's right. And the more this game plays on, the more tired you would expect that Southern Lab defensive front to be. And then, like I said, that's also another way just to protect your quarterback a little bit. They did get to him that last drive. We were trying a 2-minute offense and trying to get down the field quickly. And they were able to get in the backfield a few times there in that last 40 seconds.
All right, it is going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman with a handoff again to Brenton Paul. Had Hayden Ray leading the way as he will get across the 45 to the 47-yard line, and it will be a first down for the Yellow Jackets, making it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
You know, Coach Beer was talking earlier this week. He's been really pleased with the way this offensive line has really gelled and starting to come together. Those guys up front, Angel Villagomez and Christian Ferguson on that right side of the offensive line, helping open up holes right now. They've really done a good job here since week 1.
First and 10 from their own 47-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the shotgun will get the snap, fix the handoff, will throw it quickly to Trey Sills, who gets across midfield. They will say that he stepped out of bounds at the Southern Lab 45-yard line.
A very late flag. I think they may get a late hit on that. The Southern Lab defender hit Trey Sills about a step or two out of bounds, and I saw the referee drop his flag at the very end. But just kind of going back to what we said at the beginning of the year, we didn't know how this offensive line was going to look. We had a few guys moving around, trying to fit the right pieces in there. And then Coach has been really happy with the way Nate Black, a senior left tackle, Max Arce, a senior left guard, and then Bryson McCabe's the junior center. They've all gelled together so far in this first half of the season, and he feels really comfortable with those guys up front.
All right, so with the penalty tacked on to the end of that one, it will be a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Cater your next party at Big Mike's. That is Big Mike's catering menu, Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Going to be first and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will be at the Southern Lab, a 30-yard line now. Goldman from the shotgun will hand it off to Brenton Paul. Paul will get across the 25 and be brought down about the 20-yard line.
Well, I know I'm right on this one. He did hand it to Brenton Paul, but then Brenton Paul handed it back to Trey Sills.
I missed that.
Coming on a little inside reverse. So like a little counter play. We handed it to Brenton Paul going to the left. He gave it to Trey Sills coming back to the right. And so, once again, this is the Trey Sills game. Trey Sills getting rushing carries. He's getting the ball thrown to him a lot. I think he's got maybe 6 catches by now. He's got a touchdown. Now he's got a carry for about 10 yards.
All right, going to be first down for the Yellow Jackets, 20-yard line of Southern Lab. Here is a fix the handoff, looks for Hayden Ray, got him at the 5, and he is in for the touchdown. Goldman to Hayden Ray, 20-yard touchdown pass, touchdown Yellow Jackets.
And as we mentioned before, the more you get that running game going, you pound it inside, you pound it, then that play action pass, find Hayden Ray streaking up the hash marks on the left side right there. Pretty open right there, so a good play call. Good job on the play fake by John Goldman, and then finding Hayden Ray as he worked his way into the end zone after the catch.
Jonathan Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Dylan Johnson is the holder. Snap, hold, kick, and kick is through the uprights. Extra point is good. Denham Springs 34, Southern Lab 6. Back after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
As we welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football, Denham Springs 34, Southern Lab 6, and it is time for another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Mitch?
That was a minute and 53, let's say exactly a 2-minute drive, not a minute 53. We're going to say a 2-minute drive on the nose because it was a 64-yard scoring drive. John Goldman to Hayden Ray for a 20-yard touchdown. And with 10 minutes left on the clock, I see what we've got going on, John. I guess 7 seconds for the kickoff return.
Yes, it was 11:53 and they took over. So it was.
I got it. 1 minute, 53 seconds. So that's twice I've been mistaken tonight. And so I got to just trust what my team's telling me.
Hey, you want to talk about not being right often.
So the 20-yard touchdown by Hayden Ray on the reception gives the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets a 34-6 lead with 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
And then a penalty after the play was assessed against Southern Lab, so Denham Springs will be kicking this off from the Southern Lab 45-yard line, and Bravo will squib kick it, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. So that's how you get it into the end zone.
I'm going to have to give Oren Russell a Purple Heart. He took a big spill there at the end of that play. That was the dead ball flag. It looked like as they knocked him over after the play was over on the extra point. But then another dead ball flag coming out here after that kickoff. Don't know who it's going to be against, but one Yellow Jacket defender running down the field and one Southern Lab return guy were tangled up.
Stops the clock with 10 minutes left here in this third quarter. It is Yellow Jackets' opening drive of the second half. We'll go down and punch it in for a touchdown to extend the lead. Now, a few penalties here for, and this one was like, what is it? We had one. No, they had two, three. That would be three now.
Face mask.
But that one's on us.
It was a personal foul face mask on one of our, you get the penalty, so you get to kick off from the 45, and we get our touchback. And instead of them taking over at the 20, we went ahead and grabbed a face mask with our coverage unit running down the field, and Southern Lab's going to start at the 35, which is about where we normally end up after kickoffs anyway.
All right, 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. They started at their own 35-yard line after the penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Ricard from the shotgun will look to throw quickly. He does, and it is going to be caught by the receiver there. Going up and making the grab is Gardner, and he had to go up and get some hype for that. He may be on the basketball team as well.
He definitely did. And Lester Ricard's a impressive quarterback. Dexter Ricard. He's a sophomore quarterback. He's got a pretty good arm right there. He showed some good speed when he breaks the pocket on scrambling. And a good little dart throw right there to pick up 5 yards on first down.
2nd down and 6 now for the Kittens. Ricard will drop back. He looks to throw. Got a wide open receiver, but unable to connect. Intended receiver was Jace Wright. And if Wright makes that catch, it's 6 points for Southern Lab.
Good thing we had a good pass rush coming right there from Devin Mack. He got to Ricard, just didn't let him have that extra half step to really see where his receiver was. Made him get rid of it quickly. And he oversailed the open receiver who ran a little wheel route, faked an out route, turned up the numbers, and had some open room there.
Got a penalty now against Southern Lab.
Looked like he called pass interference.
Wow,
I didn't see which side of the field the flag was thrown on. I don't know if they use a little pick route to help with that wheel right there. Maybe that was something that was called. An outside receiver kind of walling off the inside Yellow Jacket defender might have help create that open space that the Southern Lab receiver had.
Pushes them back to their own 24-yard line now, where it'll be 2nd down and long. Going to do the option play here. Gets it to Hunter. Hunter is going to be across the 30, tackled shy of the 35. Looks like they will mark him down at the 32. It'll be 3rd and long.
Terrence Hunter, another sophomore, the running back. He's shown some good elusiveness in the backfield tonight. A couple runs where he's had a few Jacket defenders around him. He's made them miss on the 1st and 2nd try and picked up extra yards after the play.
Makes it 3rd down and 13 from their own 32-yard line now for Southern Lab. Ricard from the shotgun, 4 receiver set with 2 to either side. Has Terrence Hunter lined up in the backfield to his left. Hunter will now go to Ricard's right. Here is the snap as he drops back, looks to throw, fires it. It is going to be incomplete as the ball was initially tipped right there by the Yellow Jackets, getting the first hand on it. That is Caden Milligan, actually.
Caden Milligan,
first time we called his number.
He came in at running back the last play of the first half. He's played some running back for us. He's a guy that played defense in the spring, played some defense in the summer. They figured they liked him better at running back. He went back to getting a lot of the carries right now in the JV games at running back, but a little bit shorthanded right now in the secondary, and so they had him back at safety. He almost came up with that interception right there with a good break on the football.
And that will send out the punt team. It will be Southern Lab to punt it away on 4th and 13 from their own 32-yard line. Brenton Paul stands back at his own 40 with 8:37 left here in the third quarter. Punt is going to be on the turf as it is a low one. Punter will pick it up, get it away as it will hit at the 40-yard line. Brenton Paul will get out of the way of it. It is taking a nice Southern Lab roll all the way back to the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenck, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Aber, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
We'll get back in Yellow Jackets football after the punt hits the turf. They were able to get it off anyway, and then Brenton Paul lets it go past, and it takes a nice roll as 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will start at their own 16-yard line. Fakes the handoff, gets it to Hayden Ray. Hayden Ray in some open space at the 20, 25, 30, 35, and will be pushed out of bounds, but it will be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Make it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Live music on the weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
That's a good play for the Yellow Jacket offense. We throw the ball to Hayden Ray, who is still behind the line of scrimmage, so we're able to have our receivers blocking downfield before he catches the ball, and then that gave him plenty of room to catch and make a run, because if you're in behind the line of scrimmage like a screen pass, your guys can be blocking downfield while the ball's in the air.
Want to remind everyone that if you are watching there at DS Jacket Vision, that you give it a like and subscribe. As always, there is no paywalls. We ask for nothing. You know, I said that the other day. I said we ask you for nothing but to like and subscribe and to patronize these great sponsors that you hear. That's all we ask for you to do. They are some of the best people that back this thing and back Denham Springs football and back the community that you live in. So great to have all of you along here with us. Got to give a shout out to our probably our biggest fan is Kathy DeGeneres. I saw her at the Denham Springs Hall of Fame banquet. I said, I haven't heard from you all year. I was starting to get a little, I thought maybe Mitch upset you or something,
Just add her to the list of people.
That's right.
Hey, I did upset her when I was a freshman. I do know I did that, but that was long ago. I think maybe she's gotten past that by this point, and maybe we patched things up by my senior year anyway. So,
all right. So having a little fun there while we had a quick little injury timeout. I'm trying to get the number there for you to see who that was down. Is that 6 or 8? I can't tell.
Number 6.
That's 6. That would be, Jaden Hatch, wide receiver. All right, so as we kind of get reset here, it'll be 8:27 left here in the third quarter. It is Denham Springs 34, Southern Lab 6. Will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. And they will have it at their own 38-yard line. Goldman will be out of the shotgun, has trips to the far sideline, one receiver to the near. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Fakes the handoff. Going to throw it quickly. Looking for his brother Sean, and it is incomplete at the Southern Lab 45. And that's one of those where, we saw that last week against East Ascension, just a half a step off.
And that was a similar play as we had last week. East Ascension, just a skinny post over across the middle of the field. And I think Sean lost his concentration. I think he was trying to look up and find where the end zone was because he had a chance to try and race there. But good throw by Jean Goldman, put it right where it needed to be.
2nd down and 10 now. Denham Springs from their own 38. Goldman from the shotgun again. This will be a pistol formation, actually. Trey Seals in the backfield. Here is a snap. Goldman rolls, throwing downfield. It is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Trey Seals, so it was Brenton Paul in the backfield. My apologies.
And I didn't quite see if Jean had a defender in his face, but I know he threw it off balance. If he had a chance to get his momentum going forward, Trey Seals had gotten behind the Southern Lab defense, and I feel confident we were going to have a good pass and a completion right there. But throwing it off balance, didn't quite get enough on the throw, and the Southern Lab defender did a good job of getting back there and getting his hand on it.
That will bring up 3rd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets now. On 3rd and 10 from their own 38-yard line, it will be Goldman coming to the line from the shotgun. 2 receivers here to the near sideline. Here is a snap. Going to throw it quickly. He's got him on the far sideline. That is going to be Matthew Duvall. Gets across midfield to the Southern Lab 40-yard line where he will be brought down. Matthew Duvall moving the chains for the Yellow Jackets. That's a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down. Visit Big Mike's website and check them out on Facebook. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First down, Yellow Jacket.
And just off the top of the head, that may have been the third down conversion Matthew Duvall's had this year as a receiver. He doesn't get a lot of balls thrown his way, but they seem to get thrown his way on 3rd down, and he comes up with some big catches right there and a little stop route. But not only did he catch the ball about 7 or 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, but then he was able to make the defender miss, turn, and get upfield and make a big gain out of it.
Got an injury timeout on the field, so we will take it with them as well. It is 8:10 left here in the third quarter. Denham Springs 34, Southern Lab 6. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry. And Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
As we welcome you back in to Yellow Jackets football, it is an injury timeout on the field here, so taking a little bit of time. Looks like the young man for Southern Lab is now moving, which is always good to see after a prolonged being down on the turf like that. But Mitch, as we were there talking, wanted to quickly bring up the District 5-5A standings as district play did start last week. You know, Santa Maria was the one team that was out of district last week, so they are 4-0 on the season, but they will have their first district game tomorrow night, and then you got East Ascension, Dutchtown, Live Oak, all at 1-0 in the district. Obviously, Denham Springs, Prairieville, and Walker at 0-1. So, you know, as we are the team that's out of district this week, you know, we kind of have that step out of it. So you kind of see how all that is shaping up now. But of course, you know, it's still so early in the district. Obviously, at this point, wide open. But the next couple of weeks, you'll see things kind of start to take shape.
You will, and at least when we had a game that's going to be missing some players, it's a non-district game. East Ascension, although, like I said, I've heard they don't have as many out as we do. They are going to have several players that are going to be not available as they take on the Live Oak Eagles.
That's right.
That game could get interesting. 5
straight home games for East Ascension to start the season. And then they'll go 4 games on the road and 1 game back at home to wrap it up. All right, going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. 37-yard line of Southern Lab. Quick throw to the sideline to Trey Seals, and it will be. They say he went out of bounds, or they caught it behind the line of scrimmage?
Defender did a good job, yeah. That's the 4th time we've tried that play. A bunch set of receivers. That time the defender did a really good job of getting off the blocks and was able to get there. I believe that was going to be Jace Wright, maybe I think number 10, Jace Wright.
Jace Wright. I mean, a lot of these guys go both ways, offense and defense.
For Southern Lab, and made a hit in the backfield.
2nd down and 11 for the Yellow Jackets now. It is a fake handoff. It is going to be a throw to Hayden Ray, and Hayden Ray is going to be hitting. The ball pops out as he goes down. Ball's at midfield. It is going to be picked up by Southern Lab, but it looks like they're going to say that he was down, so Hayden Ray is going to be down, and it will be 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets. So I know anytime this coaching staff sees that ball pop up like that, it's not good.
Yep, and that's Alexander Williams, a safety. He read that play very well. We had a play-action pass trying to get it out to Hayden Ray, not too far downfield, but from a safety position, Alexander Williams came flying down the field right there, made a big hit. The ball came out after Hayden Ray hit the ground, so no fumble there, but the catch only went for 1 yard or no gain at all. Good play by the secondary back there for Southern Lab.
From the Southern Lab 38-yard line, it will be 3rd down and 11 now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the shotgun with 2 receivers out to the far side. Here is a snap. Fakes the handoff. Going to look to throw. Throwing towards the middle of the field. It is going to be incomplete, but a flag on the play. Mitch, go ahead and call it.
Trey Seals felt like he was held as he was trying to get downfield on that play. It was kind of hard seeing the routes because 2 receivers ended up close to each other, but I believe they ended up close to each other because Trey Seals got held up as he was trying to get down the field into his route. And so that's going to be a 1st down for the Yellow Jackets.
Yep, waiting for them to move the chains, and they are going to do that. So we will go ahead and give it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Big Mike's delivers through Grubhub or DoorDash. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. 1st down for the Yellow Jackets. That will put them to the Southern Lab 23-yard line.
Knocking on the door of the red zone for the Southern Lab Kittens again. The Yellow Jackets offense have done a good job here. In this second half, we've shown the ability to run the football a little bit, then some play action passes to find some receivers open downfield. So nice balanced offense so far tonight.
From the 28-yard line of Southern Lab, it will be Goldman. We'll hand it off in the backfield and getting about 3 yards on the carry to the 20-yard line. That is going to be Brenton Paul for the Yellow Jackets.
Brenton Paul up the middle. Creston Hawkins for the Southern Lab Kittens with a nice tackle right there from his defensive tackle position.
34-6, Yellow Jackets with the lead as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Going to be 2nd down and 7 for Denham Springs from the Southern Lab 20-yard line. Goldman will hand it off in the backfield to Brenton Paul again. Paul will get across the 20 as he fights to the 19-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets trying to pound their way into the end zone right here. A couple of running plays, trying to just keep it going, but Southern Lab has been up to the task here on this set of downs. 2 running plays have only netted about 4.5 yards here. So the Yellow Jackets facing a 3rd and medium.
Yep, going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets from the Southern Lab 19-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun, fakes a handoff, looking to throw, dances around, has pressure. He's going to be hit, going to be wrapped up and brought down at the 20-yard line. It'll be 4th down for the Yellow Jackets.
And it looks like Coach Beard's decided to go ahead and send Johnny Bravo onto the field. Going to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt.
Yep.
I like this decision. Try and get some more live in-game action for your field goal unit. We think Bravo, has the chance to make the field goals from this distance, and you never know. Later in the season, this might come down to a kick at the end of the game. So,
what was it, 38 yards last year, and he just missed it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so ball is lined up middle of the field, 37-yard field goal attempt. It is Dylan Johnson, the holder. Here's a snap. The hold, the kick has the distance, and it is no good. Looks like he pushed it to the left again. Field goal is no good, and we will take a timeout with 5:33 left here in the 3rd. 34-6, Yellow Jackets with the lead. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. They will start this at their own 20-yard line with 5:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. Late arrival there for the Southern Lab Kittens. Will take his position on the line now. Ricard out of the shotgun will get the snap, looks to throw. He will fire it. It is going to be caught at the 35-yard line and getting across the 36. That is going to be, I think that's right on the reception.
Yep.
Yep, Jace Wright makes the catch and the 1st down for Southern Lab as he gets pushed out of bounds at his own 36.
That was a good throw and catch. He ran that wheel route we talked about before, but he didn't keep getting vertical up the field. We had a safety deeper over the top, so he just slowed down and sat in an open area, and Ricard found where he was sitting and put a nice throw on the football.
1st and 10 from their own 36 now. Ricard with the snap. Has pressure coming, steps up, fires it way downfield, and it is going to be incomplete at the 25-yard line. Intended receiver was Jaden Hatch, but not a lot of He just kind of hummed that one down the field, and
Ricard was trying to throw it deep, but Hatch hadn't gotten that far down the field quite yet. I had a couple stop and goes down here at the bottom of the field. Up top, looked like he was running a post route, and Ricard threw it as far as he could, but Hatch wasn't able to get underneath it. Overthrew him.
2nd and 10 now for Southern Lab, their own 36-yard line. As Ricard from a pistol formation will hand it off in the backfield now. That is going to be Hunter, who has stood up immediately and brought down for no gain.
Another tackle by Bryson Smith right at the line of scrimmage. I mentioned he probably got half of a sack, if not a whole sack earlier, had a tackle for a loss. This one right at the line of scrimmage, almost a third tackle for a loss for the game, but that right at the line of scrimmage, but a good hit and a good play by your junior outside linebacker.
Smith with the first hit, Caden Allen with the assist. 3rd and 10 now for Southern Lab. Ricard from the shotgun looks to his left. Has time. We'll throw it now. It is going to be tipped up in the air, intercepted by the Yellow Jackets at the 40-yard line to the 45 to the midfield. That is Trenton McTwire, who will get to the Southern Lab 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. We take this quick timeout. 4:34 left in the third. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan & Associates General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. DS Jacket Vision. That is on YouTube. All one word, as always. Give it a like and subscribe. We'll say it every time until you do it. I'm just kidding. Y'all are all doing it. Y'all are great. We've got some great numbers, so we appreciate you all. So, Mitch, as we were in the last injury timeout, we started talking about the district, and I was going through the district standings. So, I would probably say that Santa Maula is probably the district favorite right now with Cooper Babin in his senior year, and they're 4-0 right now, and they look to be having things clicking here. So I'd probably say that they're the leader in the pack right now, looking at this district overall.
I think going into the district, that would be the kind of the team everybody's looking at. They've gotten off to the best start with a lot of returning players. They look really good non-district. Dutchtown, kind of reloading this year. They're going to have to kind of rebuild from what they've had a lot of seniors on last year's team, but they're always a team to worry about. I was impressed with East Ascension last week.
Yes, absolutely.
They had a good-looking ball club, so we know that they might can cause some damage. So a lot of games left, like you mentioned before. A lot of things will happen between now and the first week in November. So
looks like Bryson Smith was the down Yellow Jacket, so hopefully he'll be okay because he's been a big part of this linebacking crew for Denham Springs.
Yeah, look, Caden Milligan got his hands on the ball first and tipped it in the air. Then Trenton McTwire was able to get the interception. Bryson Smith was trying to block for him on the return. Looked like he got hurt there a little bit, but good to see him walk off the field.
It will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman fakes the handoff, looking to throw now. Got Trey Seals at the 20-yard line, the 10, the 5, and in for the touchdown. Trey Seals with the touchdown pass from Goldman, and Yellow Jackets extend the lead.
We told you this was a Trey Seals game, and if you remember last drive, Goldman missed Trey Seals. It was the same play. This time, Goldman got his shoulders turned upfield. Seals was behind the defense again, and we had to throw in the catch, and Seals was able to keep his feet in bounds as he was tiptoeing the sideline inside the 10-yard line as he was working his way to the end zone. So that's his second touchdown of the night, and about 7 catches, maybe 8 catches. He's got to be up around 80, 90 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Trey Seals as having a heck of a night here, as you mentioned there. So, yeah, well, let's go ahead and dub this the Trey Seals game. Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is through the uprights, and the extra point is good. That is Denham Springs 41, Southern Lab 6, 4:23 left here in the third. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. We're sitting there talking about the scoring play right there, but that will bring us to the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Janet Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Bravo has it teed up at the 40, so we'll get that scoring drive to you right after this. Squib kick right up the middle will be down at the 27-yard line by Southern Lab. So go ahead and read it out for us,
The
Mitch.
score drive was so quick, we were having some discussion on exactly how far it went. We know it was a one-play, 11-second drive. It was a John Goldman to Trey Seals. We're going to say about a 43, 44-yard touchdown pass. And then the Yellow Jackets have now taken a 41-6 lead with 4:23 left in the third quarter.
That's your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. And, yeah, that happened so quick. We were just trying to get settled here after Bryson Smith went off. We're doing a little
there, yep.
We're trying to fill a little time there talking about the district standings and district favorite. And then all of a sudden it was boom.
You know, Trey Seals used to catch those balls in junior high like that. But you know who threw it to him? It was Bryson Smith. He was my quarterback in junior high. Now Bryson Smith playing outside linebacker, but Trey Seals catching touchdown passes from John Goldman.
Kittens will have it 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Will be a pistol formation. Ricard will fake the handoff, has pressure coming, escapes one tackler, and will throw it, and it is going to be caught at the 40-yard line, and getting to the 45-yard line is Jamar Gardner for Southern Lab, and a first down.
Good job there by Ricard to keep that play alive. He avoided a rush right there. I believe that was Tyler Long was in the backfield. Yellow Jacket defensive lineman wasn't able to come up with the sack. Ricard made him miss and then completed the pass downfield.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Kittens. They will have it at their own 46-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun will get the snap, drops back, has time, rolls to his right, will throw it now, and it is going to be incomplete at the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line.
Just looking at the defense right now, the Yellow Jackets have a lot of new faces right there, or new numbers, I guess I could say, out there on the field at the moment. A couple of different little defensive linemen out there.
Looks like Braden Lennox is in for Bryson Smith, I would assume.
He's at the defensive end spot there. That he'd be in there for Devin Mack or for Debo Scott.
All right, 3:41 left here in the third quarter. We've got another injury timeout. Those seem to be piling up now. So we will take an injury timeout with Yellow Jackets leading 41-6 over Southern Lab. We are back after this timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome you back in to Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium here on the Bluff at Southern University. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio. Chris Ledoux bringing you all the views, and Darren Frente keeping the ship running in the right way as our on-site producer. John Fine with us as well, helping out. And Mitch, we're just getting a little spoiled up here at Mumford Stadium. Kick back in between commercial breaks.
All it's missing is a nice little seafood spread.
There you go.
Make it,
a Tony's tray hanging out in the back,
awesome
right down the road here.
Maybe at least some chicken fingers. If we had some chicken fingers or something up here, that'd be really nice.
We're gonna call Big Mike and get that taken care of.
But we mentioned some of those names that were in there for the Yellow Jacket defense. Chris McKnight, senior outside linebacker. He's in there right now playing that position where Bryson Smith was injured on the last possession.
Going to be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab. They will have it at their own 36-yard line. Here's a handoff in the backfield to Hunter, and Hunter will get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they'll give him about a yard on the carry, so he'll get to his own 37.
I missed, how did they get back to the 2nd and 20? Was it a penalty on first down?
Had to be. I think while we were watching the injury time,
the injury
out
and all
there,
that, they called a holding penalty somewhere, I guess. So yeah, they're playing 2nd and 20.
Will be 2nd and 19 now at the 37-yard line. Ricard will wait for the snap. He will get it. Looks to his left. Now going to throw it downfield near sideline. It is going to be incomplete. Flag is going to come out. Intended receiver was Weatherspoon.
And that's going to be Skylar Williams on the coverage there. And really bad timing. I had it in my head. I promise you, after that play, I was going to give Skylar a shout-out. He's been a starting cornerback tonight, replacing Quentin Clay for the week, and we really hadn't, called his name because he's been doing a great job over there, haven't been throwing the ball his way, and then they take a deep shot right there, and we're going to get the penalty because he was beat by a step on that play. But still, all in all, for tonight, he's done a really good job of stepping in. We said that before the game. We needed some guys to step up, handle their business, and do a good job to fill in some of the missing players tonight, and the Jacket defense has really done a good job of that.
Will be 2nd down now for the Kittens. They will have it 2nd and 9 from their own 47-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun with a 4-receiver set. Waits for the snap, gets it. Option play, will get it to Hunter. Hunter will get to midfield, escapes a tackler, and will push all the way to the Yellow Jackets' 45-yard line. And will depend on the spot. Looks like he may be just a yard short, but will be 3rd and 1 now for Southern Lab.
Tell you what, I don't think anyone has gotten Terrence Hunter down on the first try tonight. He makes somebody miss every time he gets the ball. That time it was Caden Milligan, had a chance to make a tackle. Hunter made him miss, but good effort by Caden Milligan, who turned around and then chased him back down from behind to finally get him to the ground.
Will be 3rd and short. Will be Ricard with the quarterback keeper. He gets to the Yellow Jacket 40, the 35, the 30, and Ricard showing some moves with the feet there, fakes the handoff to Hunter in the backfield, puts it in, takes it himself, and he's got a big first down for Southern Lab.
Finally brought down by senior linebacker Carlos Gonzalez. Carlos playing an inside linebacker position on this drive.
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Kittens as clock approaches the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets 41, Southern Lab 6. And it will be 1st and 10 for Southern Lab at the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line. Ricard will get his offense set up. Got Hunter in the backfield with him. Hunter will be lined up to his left. Ricard will get the snap. Pressure is coming. He is going to be hit, spins around, and tries to escape it, but is unable to, and he's going to be pushed back to the 35-yard line.
Well-timed blitz right there. Jackson Sagan coming off the Yellow Jacket left side. You could see him on the slot receiver, and he just started creeping in right before the snap. Really good timing. Southern Lab offensive players didn't have a chance to pick him up, and he was able to get the sack on Dexter Ricard.
Yep, so that is as you said, a well-timed blitz right there by the Yellow Jackets.
Once again, with our great view up here in the press box, you could really see that developing.
Going to be 2nd and long now for the Southern Lab Kittens back to the Yellow Jacket 34-yard line. Here is the option play to Hunter, and Hunter will be brought down at the 25. So impressed with Terrence Hunter running the ball as well. As you said, he makes the first guy miss usually, and when he gets a little open space, we talked about how Southern Lab likes to run that option, and probably not as much here because, as Coach Beard said in the Sports Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, they don't want to get them hit that much, heading into district.
Two sophomores in the backfield, Dexter Ricard and then Terrence Hunter. they're going to have a bright future here for the Southern Lab Kittens. They look good back there.
3rd and 7 from the Yellow Jacket 25-yard line now for Southern Lab. Ricard from the shotgun. He will get the snap. He is going to fire it downfield. It is going to be caught at the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Southern Lab. On the reception is Jace Wright, and Southern Lab showing some fight here late in the 3rd quarter with 10 seconds left.
Yep, working to try and get the ball down the field right between the two safeties. Sophomore Kobe Johnston and I believe Caden Milligan on the other side. They both met at the receiver right as he called it, but a good job of holding on to the football. 3rd quarter is in the books here from Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium. It is Denham Springs 41, Southern Lab 6. We head to the 4th quarter. Stay with us. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Amite.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amite Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
And we welcome you back in to Yellow Jackets football. We head to the 4th quarter from Mumford Stadium on the bluff here at Southern University. It is Denham Springs 41, Southern Lab 6, but Southern Lab will have it 1st and goal at the Yellow Jacket 3-yard line.
They've done a good job of working the ball down the field right here, trying to get some more points to put up on the scoreboard, right? And so anytime, you still have time on the clock and you have the ball, you want to try and find the end zone, just like the Jackets did last week. We scored on the last play of the game. Southern Lab's going to keep trying to move the ball down the field, and these guys want to find the end zone as well.
On 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, Ricard from the shotgun will get the snap, looks for the option, gets it to Hunter. Hunter will spin around, and he will be in for the touchdown. Terrence Hunter with the touchdown, Southern Lab on the board again.
Continuing what he's done all night. He made the first guy miss, and then he made a second guy miss and was able to back his way into the end zone right there.
It looks like we got a player down again. Just had a look while we were there in the timeout with the YouTube chat, and one of our other big supporters, Miss Julie Jacobson with the Denham Springs Athletic Association, shared some thoughts on can we give some of this or share some of this offense with the LSU Tigers. Got a kick out of that one.
They got a bye week. Maybe they can figure something out here. Maybe get some guys healthy.
Well, have you seen all the jokes at bye week 14 LSU 7? I saw a meme.
I don't know if the bye week could score a lot on our defense, but we might not could score more than 7 against the bye week, could we?
Yeah, so, all right. So, again, Terrence Hunter will, I know, so I started to think about the Ole Miss game. I was like, let's talk about something else. But Terrence Hunter just, again, making the first guy miss there on the option play, and then he is able to get in for the touchdown to get Southern Lab back on the board. So, we talked about how Southern Lab has to have so many guys go both ways, and seeing some players on the turf here a good bit now towards, especially in this second half now. And, a lot of that's just the wear and tear that they're going through in this one, having to go both ways. And, what Coach Beard also said is kind of what happened late with Denham Springs against EA last week is how, those heavy bodies just leaning on you all game because the defense was on the field a good bit. And he said after that, that's kind of what he saw could happen in this one where our big guys are just leaning on them, that having to go both ways over and over again. And kind of starting to see that now.
And you see it. Most of the injuries that we've seen guys get up and walk off, and I kind of look at them down the sideline. There's not really a lot of guys like standing on crutches or anything. One of their players does have his shoulder pads off, but he seems to be moving around okay. You hope they're all going to be fine and able to play again next week. But as you mentioned, when you play in both ways, a game against a physical football team, the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets are a big 5A football program. Playing with these guys at Southern Lab, it wears on you over the game, and just little aches and pains are going to get to you in that fourth quarter.
2-point play coming up for Southern Lab. It will be Ricard. We'll get it from the shotgun at the 3-yard line. We'll throw it towards the end zone, and going up and making the grab is Weatherspoon. 2-point conversion is good. What a catch right there, and it is now Denham Springs 41, Southern Lab 14.
That was a good throw and
that was a heck of a catch.
Yep.
Great throw, Ricard. Great catch. I mean, Weatherspoon just went up there. I mean, just caught it at the perfect angle and coming in on that slant. That was a very nice 2-point play. So looks like they're going to go quick here, so we'll wait for the kickoff and then take a quick timeout as the Yellow Jackets offense will reset.
But that was not a lot of open space right there. Pretty good coverage by Skylar Williams, but the receiver did a really good job there. Weatherspoon, he got inside the defender, and I said it was a good throw because it was a good time. And Ricard called it, turned and looked, and he fired before the Jacket defenders other guys had a chance to get over there, and a great snag by Witherspoon there to go up and catch it with two hands.
I mean, they put it on a rope right to the receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
well-executed play.
Zipped it in.
So our kick returners here, we got Milligan back deep, so that's going to be Milligan, and then 24, Jaden Williams.
Yep, so Milligan and Williams back to receive.
Normally we have Brenton Paul and Trey Seals back there, so these guys are going to have a chance to make a play.
Ball is teed up at the 40-yard line. Southern Lab will get ready to kick this one away. With 11:52 left here in the fourth quarter. Step up. Here is the kick. It is going to be Williams who fields it at the 15-yard line. He's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, still going at the 40. The 45 spins around. We'll get almost to midfield. It'll be great starting position here for the Yellow Jackets. So we take this quick timeout with 11:44 left in the fourth. We're back after this. Yellow Jackets football.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. John Goldman is done for the night. Cue in Dylan Johnson for the Yellow Jackets.
I tell you what, I don't know if that was all backups in there, but that front wedge was about the best we've looked all season. They had a great protection and a wedge getting up the field on that kickoff return.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They start this drive at their own 48-yard line. Here is a handoff in the backfield from Johnson. That is going to be Milligan, as Milligan gets a big run all the way down to the 34-yard line of Southern Lab. Make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Happy hour 3 to 7 on weekdays and all day on Sunday. That is happy hour hours at Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First down, Yellow Jackets.
We talked about Milligan earlier. He's playing defensive back for us right now. He did a lot of that in the spring and the summer, but he converted back to running back, more maybe his natural position, and he's kind of carrying the load in JV games right now at running back. But here he is with a chance to make some plays in a varsity game and first play out the chute. Big game.
Will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. That is from the Southern Lab 34-yard line. Johnson from the shotgun will hand it off again to Milligan. Milligan coming to the near side as yards will be a little difficult there, but looks like they're going to give him the 31-yard line.
Well, there's also going to be a flag on the ground, so I thought I saw the ref. Yeah, there it is. It's still on the ground. Yeah, it was just by the sideline. So somebody got called for holding. Didn't really see where that may have happened, but it's going to back it up to 1st and 20.
Yep, so Yellow Jackets will back this one up. Just got a text from our good friend Big Mike, the Hall of Famer, tuned in tonight. Said to also remind people to book their Christmas parties at Big Mike's as that's coming up. It is October. Spooky season is here, and then it's Thanksgiving.
If
you
want to use Big Mike's, you need to book far ahead. So, yeah, October's not too early. Go ahead and get in line for that.
1st and 20 now for the Yellow Jackets ball back at the 44-yard line of Southern Lab. It will be Johnson working from the shotgun. Here is a snap. going to hand it off. Is that
It's
Enzo?
Williams
No, that's
in there
Williams.
now.
Yep,
Yep, he
Williams
came
in.
in, yep.
And he's going to be hit in the backfield.
I mean, you can't wait till December 10th to call Big Mike's and try and set up the room for December 17th. That's going to be too late. So get in line early, right?
That's right. Call now. 9:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets, obviously, you know, Coach Beer's one of those that when it gets to this point, he's not going to do anything crazy. He's one of those that, as he said in the Sports Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, we're a class program. We're going to do it the right way. And with the score the way it is, just going to kind of roll this one down. 2nd and 22 now for the Yellow Jackets. Southern Lab 46-yard line. Dylan Johnson has to high point the high snap, and he gets it and will be brought down for a loss back around midfield. They're going to put him down at the Southern Lab 48-yard line. But, man, Dylan Johnson showing a little ups right there to go grab that.
The high snap threw off the timing on the play. I think that may have been a design quarterback run, but he had to jump up to snag the ball, and so therefore that little loss of a half step or a full step there, having to jump up to catch it, allowed the Southern Lab defenders to get to him before we could get back to the line of scrimmage.
As we will now have it 3rd and 25 for the Yellow Jackets at the Southern Lab 49-yard line.
I believe that's Evan Sykes playing center right now. You know, Evan has done a really good job as a sophomore. He's been doing our field goal snaps. Pretty sure he does our punt snaps as well, and we've had very good execution on those this season so far. So he has stepped into a role and done a really good job there for the Yellow Jackets.
Johnson will work it from the shotgun, gets the snap. He is going to keep it himself as he will fight for yards to get to the Southern Lab 45-yard line, where it will be 4th down now for Denham Springs.
Just laughing. Looks like we have one starter still in the game, senior left tackle Nate Black, and he looks like he's a little bit tired right now. He's still getting back to the huddle.
Get me out.
He's like, we don't have a backup left tackle that can come take this drive. I want to go hang with my buddies over there on the sideline.
And, you know, Mitch, what's really neat about this is these backups getting to come in here in Mumford Stadium and play under these lights. It's, good job by the first team taking care of business, knew what they needed to do here. And now these younger guys or some of these and senior guys who are in those backup roles getting to get out here underneath the Thursday night lights from Mumford Stadium. Punt team will come on 4th and 21. Here is the snap.
And those guys are going to remember this. I can tell you, I've told this story before, I think, but my first varsity action my sophomore year was a homecoming game. We were beating Lee High School, and I got to go in and take 2 knees. All he did was take 2 knees, but Mr. Robert Graves put in the newspaper that Mitch Covington had 2 carries for -2 yards. So my name was in the paper in the list of all the guys that had rushing attempts and all that night. And but I remembered I had a thrill just being out there on the field and on a Friday night. It was exciting.
Herrera will come in and punt this one away for for Wilson. Punt is away, hits at the 15-yard line, rolls to the 10, inside the 5, and going to be down at the 1-yard line. So with 6:02 left here in the fourth, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Southern Lab Kittens with plenty of real estate to go. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground in Denham Springs, the law office of IVL Graham Family Specialists, Brian Russ, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Pony Up Restoration is now open at the Old Dave's Hardware. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in. It is Yellow Jackets football. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Kittens. They will have it 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line. Ricard from the shotgun will hand it off. That is going to be Terrence Hunter as he will get to the 7-yard line.
And that was a good tackle there. We mentioned him a little bit earlier, but your senior outside linebacker, Chris McKnight, came flying across the field right there to make a tackle.
Going to make it 2nd down and 5 for Southern Lab from their own 8-yard line. As Ricard will await the snap out of the shotgun, he will get it. He's looking to his right, dances around. Now going to keep it himself. Gets to the 10-yard line, brought down at his own 11, so he's right about the first down marker. Looks like they're going to actually give him the 12-yard line, and they do. Nice spot right there. We'll move the sticks for Southern Lab.
That was McKnight in there on the tackle, and also Carlos Gonzalez. Both of those there to bring him down, but good pass coverage on the play. They're trying to get the throw down here deep, but that was Dylan Thomas, a senior defensive back with good coverage down here on the outside.
First and 10 for the Kittens. 13-yard line. We'll get it from the shotgun. Ricard going to look to throw. He will. It is going to be caught at the 25-yard line to the 30 and almost to the 35. We're actually getting to the 35. On the reception is Gardner for the Kittens, and it is another first down.
That was one of those that looked like Caden Milligan was going to get his hands on it and pick it off, but it just got past him and right into the spot for a good throw and a good catch. And from here, it looked like it could have been an interception, but it turned into a nice about 15, 20-yard pickup for the Southern Lab Kittens.
Gets right to their own 35-yard line for Southern Lab, where it will be first and 10. 3:40 left here in the fourth. Ricard will get it from the shotgun. Will scramble now. Has pressure coming. Keeps it himself at the 35 and will be brought down at the 40-yard line. So when it looked like nothing was there, he gets a 5-yard gain out of it with the quarterback keeper.
It looked like Harrison rushing out there to make a tackle, one of the outside linebackers, and after Ricard broke contain and was getting upfield, he came out of his pass coverage, and good tackle there in the open field for Harrison rushing.
They'll give him the 41-yard line, where it'll be second down now for Southern Lab. 4-receiver set for the Kittens with 2 to either side. Ricard will get the snap. Looks to throw, dances around, goes through his checks, keeps it himself now. And now he will throw it on the run. Going to be caught at the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line. That's Witherspoon on the reception. Gets 5 yards after the catch as he gets to the 40-yard line. Actually going to give him the Yellow Jacket 39.
Good job by Southern Lab of keeping on fighting and just keep moving it forward, keep trying to build on things for later on in the year. Get some momentum as you head into next week, as they should be getting close to their district schedule pretty soon as well.
All right, we'll be first and 10 from the 39-yard line of Denham Springs for Southern Lab, as Ricard will get the snap. Plenty of time, dances around. Pressure coming now. He is going to be wrapped up and brought down for a loss on the play.
That was Braden Lennox with the sack right there. So a lot of hard work. It was a 3-man rush for the Yellow Jackets. Braden Lennox, a linebacker, finally got into the mix after Ricard bounced around a little bit and was able to get in there with a sack.
Yep, so with a big sack right there, we'll push the Southern Lab Kittens back to the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line. It'll be second down and 18. Ricard will get it. Dances around, has time, throws it middle of the field. It is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Witherspoon, who almost had it, but defender is able to tackle him and spin him around and knock it loose.
That was sophomore defensive back Kobe Johnson right there with good coverage and was able to knock the ball loose after it got there.
All right, so we'll see what they do here as the clock is now at 1:15 left here in the fourth. It is Denham Springs 41, Southern Lab 14. On third and long, Ricard will get the snap. They are going to hand it off to to Terrence Hunter. No, actually, that's a new back. Let me get that number here for you real quick. Apologize for that.
We're going to get all kind of flags right here. There's going to be, there was a face mask. Unfortunately, Braden Lennox did a good job making the tackle, but grabbed the back of the helmet. It's going to be a face mask. But then something happened downfield with one of the Southern Lab receivers. Looks like he got popped for a 15-yard penalty, so looks like they're going to offset at the end of the day.
Caleb Williams was the running back for Southern Lab.
This is always one of my favorite games, though. Anytime we can, early in the year, if we got a game that we get a lead and you get a bunch of these sophomores and maybe some juniors, a lot of these JV players that are getting their first taste of varsity action, and I got to get the roster out and see who's what number, and I love to see this. Like I said, these guys, they're going to remember that they got out on the field in a varsity game, and they'll go back to school on tomorrow. They don't have to wait till Monday and ask their friends, you see me in the game? You saw me got in there, I made that tackle?
Yeah, and their friends, if they're not watching live, they'll go back and watch it, after the game tonight, because all of our games are on demand there on DS Jacket Vision.
Exactly. I can prove it to you. Go find it on YouTube on DS Jacket Vision.
Oh, trust me, they know the exact minute of the
That's right.
of the game by the time it's all over.
At the 2 hour and 42 minute mark. Go look for it. It was a great tackle. You don't want to miss it.
All right, so after it is offsetting, as you said there, Mitch, it is going to be 3rd down and 18 for the Southern Lab Kittens. They will have it from the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line as Ricard will work it from the shotgun, and here is a snap. We'll hand it off to Williams. Williams to the 45, to the Yellow Jacket 40, and the Yellow Jacket 35, and we are now inside a minute left here in this fourth quarter.
And a good tackle by junior safety Terry Large. Terry Large played for me at Denham Springs Junior High. I always loved playing football, and a good kid. Like to see him making a good tackle. Just like we talked about, I'm pretty sure that's his first varsity tackle.
Going to be 4th down for Southern Lab. They will have it at the Yellow Jacket 35-yard line. Here's another handoff to Williams. He will be tackled for a loss in the backfield, and that will be a turnover on downs and stops the clock with 23 seconds
That was
left.
Braden Lennox. If I'm one of the Southern Lab running backs, I say somebody block number 50 because he's been all over the field this drive right here.
Turnover on downs with 20 seconds left, and the clock is continuing to roll as they will let this one run down to 000. Yellow Jackets win, and you can win by visiting Bank Plus for all of your personal and business financial needs. That is Bank Plus, 822 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. Yellow Jackets win 41-14 over Southern Lab on Thursday night here from Pete Richardson Field at Mumford Stadium on the bluff at Southern University. We will send us to the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show brought to you by Ralph Seller Chevrolet just over the Amite River Bridge in Baton Rouge. That is Ralph Seller Chevrolet located at 15015 Florida Boulevard and is open for your automotive needs. Ready to serve you at a Chevrolet location familiar to you for over 40 years. Parts manager at Ralph Seller Chevrolet is Jim McChristian, a proud supporter of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Come visit Ralph Seller Chevrolet. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price, because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs, with locations in Hammond and Ames.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to the Ralph Sellers Chevrolet postgame show. 41-14, Yellow Jackets with the win here over the Southern Lab Kittens. Yellow Jackets now 3-2 on the season, 0-1 in district play as they were out of district play out here tonight, obviously on this Thursday night. Now, next week you go play another Thursday night against Live Oak. But before we get to that, well, first off, the hell with it. We'll get to it now. I've had that game circled since last year, and I told Coach Beard that when I talked to him earlier this week, and he said, I got you. Don't worry. Just calm down. He was like, let's worry about this one first. I'm like, yeah, you're right, Coach.
We don't want to be in a bad mood on the broadcast like we were last year.
Yes.
So that was a foul mood that night. That wasn't going well. So we want to get that one corrected this season.
You were in a foul mood that night. I was in a foul mood the rest of the season. Like any chance I had to just kind of, it just kind of stuck with me, so I didn't like it. But, Mitch, I want to give some credit here, one, to Southern Lab for the hospitality that they showed us here. Just fantastic. Again, Mr. Willie Scott, who I spoke with earlier in the day, and then here once we got here, just fantastic. And then, I want to give credit to the Southern Lab team. I mean, you saw them fighting all the way towards the end there when it would have been easy to just phone it in a sense. They came out there and continued to fight through it.
They did, and like I said, anytime you have the ball, you want to try and go, get a chance, go down and try and score the football. Sometimes it's, like I said, you're getting beat down a little bit, and it's easy just to kind of lay down, but their O-line kept it up, kept trying to give Ricard some time to throw the football. The receivers running their hearts downfield, running hard routes and trying to get open, and so, just good competitive battle right there. And then, of course, Denham had some fresh legs in at that point, a lot of younger guys, but they were trying to, get their taste and show what they've been working on at practice every day and what they learned, and so it was just a good battle to see that in that fourth quarter.
Obviously, got to give a lot of credit to Terrence Hunter and the running that he did here and then you had a number of receivers for Southern Lab that made some great catches there. Weatherspoon with the 2-point one that he had there could probably be like a catch of the night for them. And again, Terrence Hunter and his running game, you see a lot of fighting here. You understand that in their district, they're going to be a really good team.
I don't want to say it. I don't know. But Coach John reminded me there was a Terrence Hunter that came through Denham Jr. that ran track for us. He would be a sophomore. This young man here for Southern Lab is a sophomore.
So you're saying
I don't know if it's the same guy or not. I really don't. I don't think it is, but it would be the right age. So I don't know. But he was a good athlete, track athlete for us at Denham Jr.
All right, so then, as we look at the flip side of it, the Yellow Jackets, you come in, you take care of business with some guys out, as we talked about with the EA situation last week. We had, I think it was 12 to 14 guys that were sitting out. A couple of starters were out, but you really weren't able to see it outside of the names and the numbers that you saw on the field.
That's right. The guys that had to step up and fill in the roles did a really good job right there, and that's just a good learning piece, a good depth issue for the rest of the year. Like I said, you never know when you're going to show up to a ball game and in the middle of the first quarter, somebody twists an ankle, or in the middle of the first quarter, something happens. The person has to come out of a game. That next guy's be ready to go. So tonight, that was a great opportunity and great experience for some of those backups that don't normally start to get in there, to get the reps, to do a good job, and then get that experience and confidence in themselves that when their number is called, if it's next week or the week after or whenever, then they can get something done and they can step in and do the job.
Absolutely. So 41-14 is the final in this one. Yellow Jackets again now improved to 3-2 on the season overall. 0-1 in district play, but we got revenge on our mind next week against Live Oak on Thursday. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will continue on with the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Your local tree service in Denham Springs is Louisiana Tree Pro. Louisiana Tree Pro is a licensed and insured arborist. Louisiana Tree Pro is the only company in the parish that has a saw head, so they can remove trees by remote, making the job safer and more efficient. Louisiana Tree Pro specializes in emergency removal of trees on homes, and they're experienced with billing insurance companies. And Louisiana Tree Pro offers free quotes. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro. Visit treeprola.com.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We're again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus, together with Zelle, makes it easy to send money straight from your smartphone to friends, family, the yard guy, babysitters, or millions of others with access to Zelle. So yeah, pretty much anyone. And of course, they can all send you money too. Settle that dinner tab with Zelle. It's free, fast, and secure. And right in the Bank Plus mobile app. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Division. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad One Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
Okay, back in. Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show, 41-14. Yellow Jackets with the win over Southern Lab here from Mumford Stadium. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington. Want to give a shout out to our guy, Lamine Figueroa, back at the studio. A little power outage they had there back at Family Radio 91.9 FM. He worked hard, got it back on there. But as you always know, we are always there at Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com and on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. A pretty active chat from what I understand tonight, Mitch, as always, and I appreciate all those folks and getting involved with it. And, you know, it's always amazing to me each week the reach that it continues to get and how far away people are listening. And then how many people, as you mentioned, on a Thursday night, not necessarily making the trip out with school tomorrow and all that. So we know we had a big audience back in Denham Springs with us as well. And we just appreciate you all so much. Y'all make it so much fun for us to be a part of this. And y'all are just as much of a part of it as we are.
You know, I remember a couple years ago, Jason Harris, who was our pregame halftime guest last week.
Yeah,
halftime last week.
Halftime,
He was listening from out of country, like he was in the Caribbean on vacation. We were playing the second round of the playoffs when we played Ouachita, and he was listening that night. So it's great that people can always tune in and find a way, whether it's online or whether it's through the radio or through YouTube or anything like that. So we'd love to be able to kind of share the word of what's going on with the Yellow Jackets.
I want to say I was told a story about Caden Allen had a family member that was overseas in the military serving, so thank you for that. And it could have been his dad or it was someone close to the family that was watching last year overseas. So it's just amazing how far it can get. And again, thank you all so much for being a part of it. You know, it just makes it so much fun for us when we're in between these games and going back and looking at some of the chats and things that go on there. But let's focus back on the field real quick, Mitch. Yellow Jackets with the win here. We talked about all the positives that you saw. You did this down some people, obviously, and now as you kind of flip the script, you start looking to Live Oak, which you know is going to be a big one. It's going to be at Live Oak. It's going to be on a Thursday night. And, I hope the team feels the same way that I do and that they've had this one circled since last year as well. Because, last year, Live Oak kind of came into Yellow Jacket Stadium and really just kind of pushed you around a little bit.
It was, and I don't think it's so much because who the opponent was, but Live Oak didn't have a great year last year. What'd they finish up? 3-7?
Yep.
3-7. But one of those 3 wins was against us, and that really knocked us down in the playoff ratings on where we needed to be. So sometimes they come in with a really good team and it's a good battle and all that. Last year wasn't their better teams, but they still came in and took care of business. So we got to make sure we get back on track. Haven't done a lot of research on Live Oak yet. I've got a week to kind of look that up, but I know off the top of my head, though, they've put some points on the board. They've scored the ball. Their offense has been pretty good, and so our defense is going to have a good week of practice and be up to the task to stop a high-powered Live Oak offense next week.
Well, when I saw their score against, I believe it was
Dunham was like
Dunham. Yeah, I thought they
something.
put some basketball goals on the goal post down there because of what it looked like. And I was looking at that score, kind of reminded me. I think you made the point a couple of weeks ago about how that looked like a North Louisiana type score.
Right.
And I was going back this week and looking at some of their scores up there, and you're right. I mean, Parkway and Airline and all those schools. I mean, it's 69-42. It's just unbelievable. But that's the kind of style they play up there. And we saw when we went to West Washington in the playoffs last year as well, they wanted it to be a high-scoring game and ended up being 42-41.
Well, more like when we played Benton that year. Benton was one of those teams that district, whatever, Benton and Parkway and Airline, some of those teams, their district games are like 54-49.
Yes.
Maybe it comes down to somebody going for 2 and it's 56-55 or something like that. But Benton had a high-powered offense that year and took everything we had down to the last, what was it? 0.06. 0.06 seconds left, and we were able to get that last kick. So anyway, but Live Oak, a little bit like that. They've got a high-powered offense, but maybe they give up a lot of points on the defensive side. So our defense needs to be up to the task next week and have a good week of preparation.
Another thing I want to touch on here that you did it throughout that second half and late in this one, all those young guys for Denham Springs getting to get in. And as you said, they really will remember this night for a long time is, that they came into this stadium and got to play in a game against Southern Lab, who you'll see a team that'll go deep in the playoffs, and you'll see some of those names that could very well end up on this field playing college ball for the Southern University Jaguars. But, just that opportunity for your varsity to come in, for one, that's why Coach Beard put this on the schedule so they could come here and play at Mumford Stadium. Your varsity squad takes care of business. The JV guys and younger guys get to come in here and say, I played on this turf. And as Coach Beard said, you see that Southern logo, you see that SWAC logo. He did some coaching time at Grambling. He was like, I know that just being in that environment means something.
And the JV need a little work this week. They had a bye week. Freshmen and JV didn't have games this week, so they was able to get a few of those guys in. So they were excited and a chance to get out there. And like I said, you remember it's a lot different than when you play a freshman football game on a Tuesday and in front of your parents and maybe a couple of friends, or a JV game on a Wednesday, or right now they play them back-to-back in double headers. But there's a few people at those games. But you play on a Friday night, the band is there. It's on YouTube. We're broadcasting. Right. You can go back and watch it, and those guys are excited to do that, and it's a great experience.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to do you a favor here. I'm going to let you get off the mic here. We're going to take our final timeout. We're going to come here and close it off. Go pop you another Halls. Maybe hand me one while we're in the break, too, because I feel like it's rubbing off on me as well. But we're going to take our final timeout. We're going to come back here and wrap it up from Mumford Stadium, 41-14, Yellow Jackets with the win over Southern Lab, and we will come wrap up the Ralph Sullivan Chevrolet postgame show after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
You're Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Welcome back in. Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show. It is 41-14 Yellow Jackets with the win here on a Thursday night from Mumford Stadium. Yellow Jackets now 3-2 on the season, and it will be Live Oak next week on a Thursday night as well. So you get a double dose of Thursday night games here. We will be with you from Live Oak, 6 o'clock for the Sportin' Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Make sure you join us there for that. And, for all of us here, thank you again so much. As always, we come to you on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. If you can't make it out to Live Oak, the big city of Watson next week, make sure you tune in to us and whichever means that you do it. Thank you all so much for being interactive tonight. Want to thank everybody who listened in and tuned in and got involved with us. And want to thank Lamine Figueroa back at the studio. Want to thank Chris Ledoux for bringing you the best shots of the night. For Darren Ferrente keeping the ship on the right course. And for Mitch Covington, who toughed it through raspy voice and all. And for yours truly, I bid you good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Denham Springs High School Football on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge. On the net at johnfineproductions.com and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. Josh Ward on play-by-play with Mitch Covington on color commentary. Producer Darren Ferrante. DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux. And station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Denham Springs High School Football broadcast.